long year where things have not maybe gone smoothly for Montreal the entire time, everyone will be happy to see 92 back with us.
Laine thought about the one-timer, rips and score! Welcome to the Bell Center, Patrik Laine! His first as a Montreal Canadian. Suzuki walks it in, shoots, and that right pad, look out, score! OT winner, Nick Suzuki, the follow-up, and the Montreal Canadiens win on home ice.
The Canadiens kicked off their 5-game homestand with a bang on Tuesday, picking up their first win at the Bell Center in over 2 weeks. And Patrik Laine sure got his welcome to Montreal moment. He's the 76th player to score in his Canadiens debut. And then there's the captain, Nick Suzuki, who played OT hero once again, ending that 2-game losing skid for the Habs in dramatic fashion. On the other side, it's been a disappointing start to this season for Steven Stamkos and the Preds. All those big names the team added in the offseason, and Nashville sits dead last in goals per game and is close to the bottom of those NHL standings. And with that, we welcome you to Molson Canadiens Hockey here on TSN. I'm your host, Laura Dyke, and he is our analyst, Mr. Carlo Koliakovo. Hello. Montreal had lost 4 of 5 entering Tuesday's game against the Islanders, a team that really needed a win. They got the win, they got the 2 points, and for Patrik Laine, it was already a memorable evening, and it got that perfect storybook ending as well. With more on this, let's go to Montreal and say hello to the booth, that being Brian Mudryk and Frankie Corrado.
Laura, with Christmas approaching, who doesn't love a feel-good story? And that's what the Bell Center got on Tuesday night. Patrik Laine, his season debut as a Montreal Canadian. Over 17 minutes of ice time, obviously the big goal in the power play, but Frankie, maybe more importantly, life injected into this franchise right now.
And he had such a great quote after the game. He basically said that, I'll never have a bad game again. And you think about everything that this guy has been through and the mental grind of being hurt and being out of the lineup and eventually trying to get yourself back into the lineup. Eventually that grind is going to be replaced by the grind of trying to perform and the grind of the season. But he's going to be better equipped to handle that because of the perspective he has, because of the journey that he's been through. And that's great news for Patrik Laine. It's also great news for some players that can maybe rub off on while you're around a guy like that who has that great perspective.
Him and Armia also named to Team Finland for the Four Nations Cup as well. Meantime, Nashville struggling. They've lost 5 in a row, and Frankie, they're on pace for their worst season right now in franchise history. Laura.
Well, head coach Martin St. Louis saying after Tuesday's win that he finally felt the depth of this lineup, and maybe now the team can get into a bit of a rhythm. No changes when it comes to the forward group from what we saw on Tuesday. But as for the blue line, Kaiden Guhle, a late scratch because of illness. Justin Barron will play, although he didn't take any warm-ups. It was so last minute, we're not exactly sure what the defensive pairings will look like, but these are the 6 that will be manning the blue line tonight for Montreal. Let's welcome in our final member of our broadcast team. Here's Kenzie Lalonde now, who is with Cole Caulfield.
All right, Cole, Nick had mentioned this morning how the 2 of you will likely use being left off of this Four Nations face-offs roster just as fuel moving forward. So how will you harness that emotion and kind of just let it drive your play here?
It doesn't change anything. I mean, honestly, you look at the rosters up and down, it's like it's cool to be even mentioned and, be in contention for that. But, at the end of the day, every team's still playing for their team, and nothing you can do about it. Just keep working.
You got 16 goals this season. How have you been able to manage this production as the physicality of a game increases?
You kind of been dealing with it your whole life. For me, it's honestly, it's just working. It's working out of it, figuring things out. I still having fun playing the game, still love scoring goals, and just going to try and keep that going.
Got a nice win on Tuesday night. What do you want to take from that and apply here against Nashville?
Obviously a big win for us, but how fast can we kind of do it again? How fast can we get the momentum? I think it's a big test for our group tonight against a hungry team, so hopefully we can get it done.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
We were saying it wasn't easy to pick a first star in that game on Tuesday. Laine in his debut, Suzuki with the overtime winner. And then there's Sam Montembeault. How important was it for him to have an outing like he did on Tuesday?
It was so important, Laura, especially on the day when the projected roster for Canada came out, and he was one of the 3 goalies selected. And then, as we heard yesterday, he ended up being the named guy of the 3.
And I think it's a deserving award for him because you look at him coming into the season. He started off extremely well with the almost 50-save performance to opening the season against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And he's a big reason why the Montreals will have success moving forward and have had the success that they've had up until this point because he gives them a chance to win almost every night that he plays. 30 saves on the game when you know the announcement's made. It kind of feels like there was a huge weight lifted off his shoulder. Now he can just focus on playing. But people sit there and still ask why he made it. I think a big factor was he helped Canada win a world championship 2 years ago, right, was able to elevate on that big stage. But most importantly, the tournament is being played in Montreal. In 2 months from now, if he's at the top of his game, him playing in Montreal will play a huge factor for him.
Could have another storybook ending. Let's go back to Suzuki quickly. Tuesday, that was his second overtime winner in the last 7 days. Also did so against Columbus. The last time Montreal played Nashville, yep, in March. You guessed it, Suzuki, overtime winner. Puck drop right after this.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Getting the nod here. Again, this will be the 5th time in his career he's going up against the Preds. He's won 3 of the previous appearances. And a big night for Justus Onanen, who was traded to Colorado this past weekend. He will now make his Nashville debut tonight. UC Saros getting a much-needed break with this being the second game of the back-to-back. All right, without further ado, it's back to Montreal and Brian and Frankie.
Laura, it was an exciting night at the Bell Center on Tuesday. Patrik Laine's regular season debut. He got the goal. Samuel Montembeault got the win. And congratulations to Montembeault, named to Team Canada for the Four Nations Cup. And it's a big night for this young man, Zachary Leroux, 21 years of age. Frankie, he's from Montreal. He is definitely playing for free tonight with family and friends in the building.
Over 100 friends and family in the building for Zachary Leroux, and I'm sure a lot of eager viewers in our viewing region in Halifax, as he was a star player for the Halifax Mooseheads, and he's a gritty player. You will notice him if you don't know who he is.
Yeah, the second most penalty minutes in the American Hockey League last year, and you know the adrenaline will be high for that young man. Underway here at the Bell Center. Nashville struggling. They come in losing 5 straight games as Kirby Dach has the puck for Montreal. Up to Arber Xhekaj. Cross quickly for Savard. He'll walk it in. Savard works it back down low. Kirby Dach. He'll protect. Good start for Montreal here. A little ozone time. Arber Xhekaj near point for David Savard. Savard. Patrik Laine scored in his Habs debut back on Tuesday. He'll dish. Arber Xhekaj, that shot was blocked by Leroux. Kirby Dach back in the corner. Leroux trying to clear, he can't. Good hold, Xhekaj. Laine cutting in. Dangling with the puck, still protects in the corner. Finally got checked. Slafkovsky there. So good ozone pressure opening minute there for Montreal.
A really good opening shift. And like we talked about on the game Tuesday night, that line, they're big. All guys that are 6'3" and higher, they're able to extend plays in the offensive zone.
These key parts of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
Well, the Nashville Predators need to find offense, and they need to find it where it counts. Shoot where it's dangerous in the middle of the ice. They don't do that nearly enough. And for the Montreal Canadiens, continue to layer up in the defensive zone. Don't allow one mistake to cost you a goal. They've done a better job of that recently. They have to continue with that moving forward.
Kaiden Guhle was supposed to play. He fell ill just before the game to the point that Justin Barron didn't even take the warm-up skate. So right now it's Matheson Hudson. They're paired up. Matheson shoots, and as Laura talked about, Justus Arnunen after the trade. It is his debut with the Nashville Predators. He was 6-4-0 in 11 games this season with the Colorado Avalanche. He was traded last week, and he makes his start tonight as Juuse Saros has been the busiest goalie in the National Hockey League. A familiar face, Michael McCarron back in the lineup, a former first-round pick of the Montreal Canadiens.
And one big lineup change for the Nashville Predators, Ryan O'Reilly not playing. So a first-line center down for them in a position where they're already pretty thin to begin with.
He was banged up last night at Toronto. It's game 2 of a back-to-back for Nashville. Turnover, and it just popped out of the zone as Newhook trying to track in. In with Suzuki, just out of his reach. Josi there. Suzuki jams it away from Josi. They continue to battle. Cole Caulfield frees the puck. Newhook up top. Matheson across Hudson, and the shot. Carrier got in his lane and blocked it. Philip Forsberg the other way for Nashville. Cutting in, drops Stamkos, and he whistled that wide of Montembeault. Steven Stamkos, longtime player for Tampa Bay, the captain, cup winner. Still weird seeing him in that Nashville uniform. Schenn fires in front. Stamkos there, but Dvorak will clean it up. Schenn at center. He'll hesitate and shoot it in. Round the boards. Matheson, first man on the puck. McCarron on the forecheck. Lane Hudson. He'll collect for Montreal. Hudson on a 4-game point streak. First defenseman in franchise history under the age of 20 to accomplish such a feat. So Lane Hudson, dynamic start. Dvorak shot up high, and Annunen able to fight that off. He made the save. McCarron up the right wing. He'll chip it in. Jankowski chasing after it, and there is Barron. Kind of a weird day and start for him. And as a defender, Frankie, no warm-up, but he's in the lineup.
No warm-up just lets you know how last minute that scratch would have been for Caden Goulet. And not an easy thing to do, right? Like, you show up to the rink preparing to just work out because you're not playing, and then all of a sudden you get the call that you got to go in. And you know, he'll have a goaltender behind him who has been outstanding for the last little while, and of course gets named to the Four Nations face-off team. And you know, you think about Montembeault's game Tuesday night, that was as good of a game that Sam Montembeault can play. And you know, if you think about, he's going to be going up against Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill. On his best night, he's just as good as those goaltenders.
Made 30 stops in that game Tuesday, .968 save percentage, Frankie. He was dialed in. Heineman and Armia, they go to work. Maybe a 2-on-1. You want Armia, Heineman, oh, and Josi got back in time. Armia in front again, and it comes to the slot. Roman Josi, what a great defensive play. Stick broke in the process. Josi off for a change. Parsonen back in the lineup tonight for Nashville. Alexandre Carrier. Big check from Arbor Jacki. Svechkov tried to center it. Played up top. Evangelista works it in deep. Svechkov protects, spinning, shooting. Montembeault was ready. Evangelista, backhand feed. Heineman broke that up. Yoel Armia. He'll play that up the right side down the ice. That'll be an icing. So disappointing for Suzuki and Caulfield, left off their respective rosters. Exciting, though, for Armia and Patrik Laine as he is in. And Josi, what a defensive play.
You can always count on that for Roman Josi, but Yoel Armia, a versatile player who will be useful, but as he tries to thread that backhand pass across, that just gives Roman Josi enough time to get a stick into the lane. Doesn't allow Heineman to get the clean look. And you know, if Heineman gets that puck, there's a very good chance that's going in the back of the net with that quality of a scoring chance.
Josi on a 6-game point streak, 9 points during that duration, leads the team in scoring on a team that has struggled to score this year, dead last in the NHL in goals per game.
Which is crazy to think about when you think about all the firepower that they tried to add this offseason.
Stamkos, Marchessault.
Right there, you think you're adding 82 goals. Like, one guy had 42, one guy had 40 last year. Yes, you can't account for that this year, but you think at least you're getting 70 goals out of the two guys.
Here's Struble weaving in, drops for Laine, using the boards. Kirby Dach, near point, he'll jam it in. Brady Skjei back. Skjei for Stamkos. Cutting in is Stamkos. Good wheel shoots. Montembeault stopped it high. Bouncing rebound. Comes to Schenn. Schenn works it across. Skjei, wrister, and fought off again by Montembeault.
That's 2 chances for Stamkos already in the game, and he's playing center ice. He's been a winger a lot this year in Nashville, and he gets the puck in the middle of the ice a little bit more tonight.
Brady Skjei has 4 goals in 6 career games versus Samuel Montembeault. One of those weird stats where a blue liner has some success against a particular goalie. It's Forsberg right on. That didn't miss by much. Here's Caulfield. Josi played it away from him alertly, but Matheson on the move. Mike Matheson towards the net off Josi. Behind Annunen. Collected by Suzuki. Around the boards, Caulfield. Cole Caulfield waiting. Passes. Suzuki. Wanted Lane Hudson, who was streaking in. Caulfield, little dish behind the net. Newhook tried to jam it around the boards. Caulfield picks it up. Caulfield lost the puck, goes back to work. Suzuki. He collects it. Dishes in front. Caulfield picks it up. Across. One-time drive, Hudson, and Annunen stops that. Once again this morning at morning skate, Lane Hudson, first guy out, working on his shot. Hudson again. Across. Caulfield. Oh, what a pass! And stolen by Annunen is Caulfield. He was robbed in tight. McCarron. Little chip and chase. He tracks it on Hudson. Gallagher. Stretching ice for Josh Anderson. Anderson over the blue line for Montreal. Matheson in front, backhand, and Suzuki, the OT hero, back on Tuesday. Scored in overtime versus the Islanders for Montreal. Suzuki talked with the media today. He was disappointed not named to Team Canada for the Four Nations Cup. Obviously says the Olympics still very much on his mind. He'll do his thing, continue to work, and that will likely spark the play of guys like him and Caulfield to do their thing for Montreal.
And he would be on the short list of players who, if someone does get hurt, he would be getting one of the next phone calls. I did like the way he answered one of the questions about, do you regret not playing the men's worlds? He goes, I played against the best players in the world every single night the last couple years, which is true.
Brady Skjei cutting in, wrister, and that missed the mark. Looks like a too many men call. Penalty coming up, and I believe Montreal on the power play when we come back.
We couldn't tell who it was at the time, and we'll take a look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Montreal Canadiens players. So yeah, it looks like Josh Anderson jumped back while Heineman was jumping into the bench, and really good opportunity for Lane Hudson, who gets a one-timer going. Brian mentioned working on his shot before morning skate this morning, and how about that pass right through the slot to Cole Caulfield? Annunen does a nice job staying with that and not allowing that to go in on the far side of the net, but good assertive shift by Lane Hudson in the offensive zone. And like we talked about on Tuesday, slot passes in the offensive zone, such a big part of what Lane Hudson does, and there's a great example again on that shift.
Philip Forsberg is 3 power play goals shy of passing Shea Weber on the franchise list in Nashville. There's a steal. Stamkos looking for the puck. Montreal's penalty kill has been fantastic this year, 7th in the National Hockey League, and a clear almost by Savard, gloved down by Forsberg. He'll shoot, and Montembeault alertly steals that, where Josh Anderson was in alone, if not for that knockdown from Forsberg.
Well, that was bizarre because Anderson didn't see that Forsberg knocked it down, so he was still skating way out into the neutral zone as the puck got turned over. Savard's got his head up. He tries to throw it through the middle of the ice. You can see Anderson skating away, and Forsberg picks that off. Nice job by Montembeault. And I mean, that's the guy you want shooting the puck. One of the guys you want shooting the puck. 48 goals last year for Philip Forsberg.
Nashville 0 for 2 in their loss last night at Toronto on the power play. It's Stamkos, it's Josi leading the way, 10 power play points each. And the one thing Stamkos still does, he scores on the power play. He's got 6, tied for 4th in the NHL. Here's Nyquist. They'll try set it up here in this first period. Josi will play catch with Stamkos. Stamkos, far circle, in front Nyquist, and he found on it. Marchessault couldn't get the backhand clean to Josi, and here comes Evans with Armia jumping up into the play. Evans waiting, in, shoots, score! Jake Evans, shorthanded goal, 1-0 Montreal. Just the second shorthanded goal this season for Montreal, and the Habs have the lead, courtesy Evans.
No goals in his last 6 for Jake Evans, but he does a nice job jumping on this turnover by the Nashville Predators. And as Josi tries to play him, he sees he's got a little more room, so he gets himself right inside the dots. And as Josi goes to make his play with the stick, that's when Evans releases it. Does a great job getting it on the blocker side, right over the pad. And Jake Evans got his 5th goal of the season.
Frankie, he had 7 all of last season, so you talk about special teams, you talk about secondary scoring. What a massive goal, first period for Jake Evans. 8 minutes gone in this first period. Struble, a big-time check on Carrier. Puck battle below the goal line. Svechkov trying to dig it free. Dvorak on the puck first. He'll stretch ice for Anderson. Shea, low man back. Anderson, he'll chip and chase around the net. Anderson continues to kill off some time. Dvorak, he'll pick it up. Anderson tied up with 2 players, and a great job of the PK Anderson, who's pleading his case for a call. Under 30 seconds remaining in the bench minor. Gallagher serving it for Montreal. Brady Shea from his own zone. Carrier at center, he'll wrist it in. David Savard in the corner. There's Matheson to help. Parssinen tripped up Armia. And you know what the fans want, and it's not coming. Evangelista. Parssinen knocked down by Savard, picked up by Evans. He'll jam it off the glass. 1 shot on the power play. Gallagher out of the box, tracking and stealing. Nearly took it away from Schenn.
2 shorthanded goals for the Habs this year. One's Armia, one's Evans. They do a great job together on the penalty kill, and they have all season long.
Stamkos, Nyquist, he'll stop. Wrister off a stick of Hudson into the glove of Montembeault. 10:41 remaining here in this first period. A big shorthanded goal from Jake Evans.
So as a defenseman, you play a 2-on-1. You want to eventually pressure the puck, but you still need to take away the pass. Watch Evans here. He does a great job of using Josi against Josi. Gets himself inside the dots. That extra stick handle, just a little hesitation by Roman Josi. That allows Evans all the time and space that he needs to get that shot off. And it's a turnover by the Predators that turns into a shorthanded goal for the Montreal Canadiens.
Stamkos, he'll come out. Forsberg steps in on Dvorak. Forsberg, 48 goals last season, 94 points. He was dynamic for Nashville. Kirby Dach, nice job to win the draw, but not out. Luke Schenn holds it in, shoots, hit his own player Forsberg, and now it comes to center. Juraj Slafkovsky weaves in over the line with Dach. Kirby Dach with a pass on his backhand, couldn't handle it, and he'll move it around. Picked up by Adam Wilsby. He'll start the play up to Forsberg for Stamkos. Gustav Nyquist drops it off. Wilsby centering feed as the young blue liner looking for his first goal in the NHL. And Stamkos, good jam play in front. Montembeault was ready. Here's Patrick Laine with Dach. Kirby Dach around Wilsby. Behind the net, Dach goes to Laine. Laine lost the puck to Nyquist, helped out by Struble. Laine chopping for it, trying to get possession back. It's flipped to center to Justin Barrett. And a weird bounce. Played for Laine. Laine at the line, lost possession. Suzuki over the line, creating space. Suzuki shot stopped and cleaned up as Annunen able to stop the Habs captain. Josi the other way. Josi trying to get around Struble. Just the second ever appearance versus Montreal for Annunen. He lost that game. Struble over the line for Suzuki. Puck battle below the goal line. We talked a lot about UC Saros, Frankie. He has been the busiest goalie in the NHL. Most shots, most saves, most appearances. Played last night in Toronto and gets a break here tonight finally.
And he's not the reason that the Nashville Predators are struggling this season. He's held up his end of the bargain, and so has Jake Evans, who gets the goal for the Montreal Canadiens, a shorthanded goal that makes it 1-0 in the first period. Faceoff has a hard time scoring. They know where they can find some goals, and it's right here in Cole Caulfield, who has 16 goals on the season. But if you look at the American-born goal leaders in the NHL this year, no one has more than Cole Caulfield, but Tage Thompson doesn't make that team either. Stefan Nason at 13 goals. So they've tried to build a different type of team, and that doesn't include some of the best American goal performers this year, and Cole Caulfield leading the way.
Frankie's on a 5-game point streak, 7 points in those 5 games for Montreal. Gallagher, backhand try. Annunen stopped that. Savard winds up, and that's kicked aside by Annunen. Arbor Xhekaj holds the line. Nearly tripped up Josh Anderson. Actually, he did. Anderson back on his skates. Arbor Xhekaj on the puck. Across for Savard. Walking it in. David Savard trying to dish it through Sissons, and that was picked off. Leroux, little bit of space up the left wing. Back for Sissons. Savard getting back, and he'll check him to the ice. Dvorak on the puck for Montreal. The flip for Anderson, trying to break around Blankenburg. As the young man gets back and takes that away, Nick Blankenburg up the right wing. For Leroux, he was looking for Svechkov, and Svechkov lost his stick. Dvorak through center ice. He'll drift that in. Emil Heineman trying to chase down Roman Josi. Alexandre Carrier to center. Parsonen is trying to break around Matheson, who has the puck, and he'll play it across. Barron. Heineman got a touch and then takes the shoulder check from Josi. Heineman trying to steal, reaching for that puck. Evangelista, he'll drop. Svechkov trying to get it back. Barron pokes it away from him. Puck battle in the corner. In and out of the glove, that shot, reaching for it is Montembeault. Good look from Parsonen in tight, and Heineman will play that down the ice. And that should be and will be an icing call as Parssinen, he was the first rookie a couple years ago in Preds history, had 3 goals in his first 4 NHL games. Pretty good chance there.
Well, 11 shots on goal for Nick Suzuki in his last 4 games. And how about this move right through the middle of the ice? Little spinorama. That's Roman Josi who takes the bait. And Suzuki gets his feet moving, tries to have a quick release, low shot, but on it and stays with that. And that came off a turnover by Patrik Laine in the neutral zone, but Nick Suzuki cleaning that right up.
Frankie Suzuki will play his 400th career game, all consecutive, by the way, Saturday against Washington here at the Bell Center.
See,
that's the standard.
That's the thing about the Suzuki Four Nations Cup argument and Men's Worlds argument. Like, he has played on this team every game. He's played against the best players, the best matchups. When McDavid comes to town, Suzuki gets him. When Matthews comes to town, Suzuki gets him. Like, if you want to know what he's all about, you can watch him right here, and he does a great job on a night-to-night basis. And I'm sure he would be thrilled if he still got the call if someone got hurt to go play for Team Canada.
And Frankie's still a point-per-game player basically this year. As Forsberg walks it in, trying to tuck that up top, and it's out of play as bodies in front, including Heineman. And remember, he's the Iron Man for Montreal. All those games, consecutive games since Suzuki came into the league. For Martin St. Louis, has all the tough matches. He kills penalties. He wins face-offs. And a big reason, he has that C on his chest for the Montreal Canadiens.
Both these teams come into this game. There's not a ton of offense with both of these groups. And we've seen a little more of a game with some rush chances, some little opening up of the middle of the ice so far.
Nyquist, Newhook in a puck battle at center. Hudson finds it for Suzuki. He'll work it in deep for Montreal. Caulfield in on Schenn. Wilsby and Newhook in the corner. Played to center. There's Jaden Struble. He'll assess his options, go off the boards, but Forsberg there. He'll bring it in. Forsberg try to pass it off in the skates of Newhook. Newhook able to work it to center. At the Habs line, Nyquist sends that across, pass hit Newhook. Stamkos in the corner, Forsberg the body check. Cole Caulfield. Around the board, Suzuki. Suzuki, little backhand, comes to center to Colton Sissons. Under 7 to go in this first period, shot 6-6. Jake Evans, the lone marker, a shorthanded goal for Montreal. In comes Blankenburg. Little speed over the blue line, Blankenburg. He'll stop in the corner. McCarron in the corner as well, trying to free it. As is Sissons. Checked by Doc. Sissons, he'll drop it off to the far boards. Played up top for Brady Shea. He shoots. That was blocked. Slafkovsky reaching for it, as was Laine. Sissons in the corner has it. Wanted McCarron. McCarron took a hack, courtesy Savard. Slafkovsky avoids the check, gets it to center. Played up for Laine. Patrik Laine, wrist shot stops. Kind of wobbled on him, bouncing puck, but Laine got it on Anudas. Slafkovsky trying to create something. Cole Smith at center. He'll guide it up for McCarron. McCarron tried to work that backhand in. McCarron, checked by Matheson. Kirby Dach slashing for it. There's Leroux and Marchessault, who works it in deep. Carrier. A lot of Quebec connections on the ice right now here for Nashville. Always special to come back and play at the iconic Bell Center. Marchessault over the blue line with it. Josi deep into the play. Back for Marchessault. Marchessault up top. Leroux shot deflected and just wide. And that would have got fans and family in the building going for young Leroux. Slafkovsky at center ice. He takes body contact, trying to advance the puck further. Roman Josi watched by Gallagher. Here's Schenn. Marchessault won the Stanley Cup with Vegas a few years ago. First undrafted player since Wayne Gretzky to win the Conn Smythe. Wilsby picks it up behind his goalie. Wilsby. Little backhand off the boards to center, worked in deep by Evangelista. Montembeault out to play it. That was picked off by Parssinen around the boards, but Gallagher there, and he'll free Anderson. Josh Anderson on Wilsby, waiting for Hudson, who was streaking into the play, but Anderson couldn't find him.
Hudson was shot out of a cannon there trying to join the rush and perfectly executed. Just Anderson wasn't able to get the puck to him.
Hudson, 15 assists, tied for second in rookie scoring coming into tonight. Jake Evans in the corner, trying to play it away from Stamkos. Stamkos now met by Struble, who muscles him off the puck and gets it to Hudson. Under 4 to go, first period. 1-0 Montreal. Philip Forsberg steals the dish. Puck available. Stamkos backhand feed. Nobody home but Hudson, as he'll clean things up and work that down the ice for a Montreal change. Blankenburg at center. He was checked by Evans. Here comes Heidemann. Blankenburg in for Forsberg. Matheson played it away from him. Yoel Armia. Fast pace to this first period. Heidemann to the net. Armia shot off a body and wide. Good drive, Yoel Armia. Forsberg starts the play. Here's Brady Shea at center ice. Gets the red line and shoots it in.
Armia and Evans have a great chemistry. It's not just shorthanded, it's at 5-on-5, and Emil Heineman fits what those guys do at 5-on-5 as well.
Suzuki, speed for Caulfield, waits in front, Suzuki drive, follow-up try, and it's swatted away. Matheson crashed into the net off the moorings. Play continues, and now play will stop. Net off behind Anunen. A good push from Montreal as Cole Caulfield, 97 career goals. Montreal lead to the Bell Center.
Off a storybook game on Tuesday night. He said scoring that goal will be one he'll remember forever. Laine comes into tonight's game with the odds in his favor to put up more points because historically he's the most productive player against Nashville. But guys, look at that goal count for Gallagher. 8 goals in his 16 games against the Predators.
Exciting week, obviously, for Patrik Laine back in the lineup. Gallagher, of course, 8 career goals all time versus Nashville. Laine was pretty funny, too, and he was being congratulated for making the Four Nations Cup team. He said, yeah, I got the call, I think, on Saturday. I wasn't sure if I was because I was cut or because I made the team. So good for him and his perspective and outlook on being a Montreal Canadian.
It really seems like he's loving it.
Kirby Dach, good chance blocked, and that's out of play. And you're right, perspective and what he talked about this morning at Morning Skate, Frankie.
It can be such a contagious thing when you have a guy that thinks that way. And there's going to be guys around him. You go out to dinner, you're on the bus, going to the airport, pregame meals. There's going to be guys that go through things. Your game's not where you want it to be. To have a guy that's been through what Laine's been through and have that perspective to say that there's really no bad days for us at the rink, as bad as it may seem sometimes. It's such a positive, uplifting message to have and share with your teammates.
And it was a small sample size, but we chatted this morning with Martin St. Louis. Habs are basically healthy, and the fact that, you can come in waves now, and maybe this Dach, Slafkovsky, Laine line, they can get trucking. Big bodies, a lot of talent and skill on that line. and trying to get everybody going. Marty St. Louis, we talked about it earlier this week. The best teams in the NHL, they come at you in waves, and that's the culture we're trying to create here in Montreal.
It's a good point by you, because I can't think of another time Marty St. Louis has had a healthy team here in Montreal.
Great shot off a body as Wilsby let it go. Marchessault collects it, plays for Leroux. Zachary Leroux, a big body check as he felt that one, courtesy Patrick Laine. Montembeault to stop, and Leroux doesn't like it. And you talked about his game.
This is what he does.
And there's the headlock from Doc, helmet off, but Leroux is a feisty player. He agitates, and he's doing his job right now.
This will be surprise to no one who's watching in Halifax who saw him do this with the Mooseheads for years, but this is what he does. He did it last night against Toronto, and to see Patrick Laine take a healthy run at him just tells you what kind of a pest and agitator he is and can be. And we're not even through the first period yet. There's still almost 2 minutes to go. And for Zach Leroux, he was drafted 27th overall in 2021. Nashville traded up to get him. So this is a player that they coveted, and they're giving him a look this year. And so far, he's got 5 points in 21 games, and that's not going to be what his moneymaker is. He's going to be a pest, he's going to be an agitator, and he's going to have to do that against the best players in the world.
2 goals, 5 points for Leroux as Parssinen comes in to take the draw versus Newhook. Under 2 minutes to go in this first period. Cole Caulfield trying to break in with speed. Net by Shea. Caulfield and Shea. Here comes Suzuki to help. Lane Hudson. Look out. Evangelista picked his pocket. Evangelista no help though, and Hudson gets help from Struble, and they'll break up the play. Here's Caulfield in center for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki backhand dish in. Shea and Caulfield again go in the corner. Newhook racing after it. Evangelista there. Newhook pokes for Caulfield. Suzuki with it. Caulfield has it, shooting off the post. Off a body, off the crossbar, and stayed out. Lane Hudson across. One-timer into the glove as Struble let it go. And Justus Onanen able to make the stop.
Second shot on goal for Cole Caulfield is he gets a chance in the slot, and this first line has been good so far in this game. Comes off some hard work by Alex Newhook, but Caulfield comes off the wall, and as Blankenberg can't grab a hold of that puck, Onanen slides over, and it's right off the stick of Brady Shea, and then off the crossbar as Cole Caulfield gets a good look in the slot area.
Frankie, they've battled before. Caulfield, Jack Hughes, taking on Finland and Russia. U18 World Hockey Championship, and Onanen stole the show, shutting the Americans down as he won the gold medal that year. So he's seen Caulfield before, and a penalty coming up. Gallagher draws it, and look who is red hot about that. That'll be Mark Jankowski, and he's still barking.
Nashville, number 17, 2-minute minor, hooking.
It's a hooking penalty for Jankowski, who scored last night in the game against Toronto, and his stick gets caught into the midsection of Brendan Gallagher. Now, his argument is going to be that Gallagher was holding on to it, but that is not the case. His stick clearly wedged into the arms of Gallagher. Gallagher goes down, and Montreal gets a look on the power play. A power play that was 1 for 2 last game against the Islanders, with this new dual shooting threat of Patrick Laine and Cole Caulfield.
And Frankie, for all their struggles, Nashville, they've lost 5 straight. Not a great start. The #1 penalty kill in the National Hockey League belongs to the Nashville Predators.
Nashville's on this 5-game losing streak. On those 5 games, there's only been 1 game where their penalty kill has gone perfect. So it's a big part of their success. Or they've had limited success this year, though.
Here's Suzuki, a little bit of speed. He'll hand it off. Hudson in. Thought about the shot. Laine rips one. That was stopped. Onanen stops that. Laine, Caulfield, Wade shoots. And again knocked down. Onanen under some big pressure here, late stages, first period. Hudson shoots, tipped, in front. Slavkovsky trying to dig a 3 and bang it home. Onanen finds it and holds. And after Sisson's all tangled up as Montreal pushing for that 2-0 goal.
It's amazing what one shot can do for the power play, because now everything becomes random. There's a rebound, you throw off the penalty killers, and one shot leads to two, leads to chances in front of the net. And the first shot comes from Patrik Laine right here as he gets this puck. It's a sharp angle, but you create that rebound. Now Cole Caulfield gets another look, and now you're playing and you got the penalty kill scrambled a little bit more. And I like the decision for Lane Hutson to shoot that puck. You can see how much attention that Cole Caulfield gets on the half wall. That is going to open up shooting lanes for Lane Hutson with Slavkovsky in front of the net.
Here's Caulfield, 7 power play goals on the season. Tied for second in the NHL. He'll go to Hudson. Under 20 seconds left in the period. Laine for Hudson. Suzuki. Hudson. Caulfield. Habs got to be quick here. Suzuki. Floats one. Laine. He'll work it down low. 5 seconds left in the period. Laine, weak one-timer as he missed. Shea jams it into the corner. And the Montreal Canadiens will have 56 seconds of power play time when we start the second period.
The Canadiens grab a 1-0 lead off the shorthanded goal by Jake Evans, and they did a good job of jumping on a Nashville Predators team that played last night in Toronto, had to travel. Good energy by the Canadiens, and Jake Evans getting his team an advantage early on.
Evans, shorthanded goal. And a big marker for Montreal, his 5th of the season overall. It's the first of 2 meetings this year between Montreal and Nashville. They'll do it in Nashville on April the 6th. In the meantime, your intermission is next. Laura, Carlo, Kenzie have you covered.
Happy holidays from the Home Depot.
Another strong start out of the gates for the Montreal Canadiens on home ice, holding on to that 1-0 lead over the Predators. Let's turn things over now to Kenzie, who's standing by with Brendan Gallagher.
Well, Brendan, I go back to my over-the-boards interview with Cole Caulfield, and I said, what do you want to bring in from Tuesday night's game to tonight? And he kind of just said, I want a better start. So how would you kind of evaluate the first period?
I thought we had a great start. Every line to get going kind of played in their end, and got the crowd in it early, which is always important here. So we got a lead, but 2 periods left here, finish the job.
Jake Evans with the shorthanded goal. You've now played with him for 6 seasons. What have you seen about his game that's allowed him to kind of find this rhythm this season?
Oh, he's really evolved into the role that he has. I think he's taken advantage of all the good people around him. He's listened, he's learned, he's put in the work, and really happy for him. He's getting rewarded and deserves it.
We look at some of your career numbers. You've put up 8 goals against the Preds in your career, so do you think you have one in you tonight?
I used to tell Webby, since he got traded, I think it's dropped off, but hope so.
Thanks for the time.
Gotta love the honesty, right?
Yeah.
All right, 1-0 Montreal on top thanks to a shorthanded goal from Jake Evans, and that's where we're going to start things off here, Carlo. And again, the fans are getting a little spoiled because the second period, Montreal opened the scoring with that power play goal, Patrik Laine. Here, the special teams doing it again, and something we haven't seen a lot from Montreal this season, shorthanded goals.
No, and they've had a really good power play. You know, they're 7th in the league, and they just get their 2nd goal this season. But I want to go back to last game, where the energy in that game that was created with the Laine return, with the big win, the big performance from Montembeault, you wanted to see a carryover in that energy. Well, the energy in the first period right now was exactly what Montreal needed, catching a Nashville Predators team coming off a back-to-back. And what's a way to create energy? Get up shorthanded goal. And I love the play by Armia because it's great heads up. He creates a turnover, and he uses his speed to create a lane to the net. And what that does, it makes a defenseman hold middle ice that allows Jake Evans to take the middle ice there and find a better lane towards the net and obviously get a big goal to kick off the start of this game and get Montreal up 1-0. But those two together have played really, really well so far this season. They've created some nice chemistry, and Armia is the only guy who's ever scored or has scored a shorthanded goal this season. So nice to see Evans be the rewarding guy on that one.
The penalty kill has been so strong for Montreal this season, but back on Saturday against the Rangers, they gave up those 3 power play goals. Haven't given up one since then, and now
off night.
A very off night. A very off night. You're talking about the trickle-down effect, and you mentioned Armia. He was named to Finland's roster for the Four Nations face-off, and we heard both Cole Caulfield as well as Nick Suzuki talking about how their snubs are going to kind of fuel them going forward. The first game after those rosters were announced, I guess they're backing up their talk a little bit.
They absolutely are, especially with that first period. They seem like 2 players that are very inspired round to prove people wrong and to obviously make worthy of the snubs that they feel like they've got. And this period, every time they were on the ice, they were making stuff happen, especially in the offensive zone, and making life difficult on the Nashville Predators. And it's because 2 things. They kept their feet moving, they controlled the puck on the boards, and they were using their hockey smarts to find seams across in the ice. I love this play by Suzuki. This is something that any other player would normally dump in. He makes a spin around, but protects the puck, takes it toward the net. And here, Caulfield takes the puck from the corner, gets to the middle of the ice, gets an unfortunate bounce. But those 2 players played at a level this period that almost feels like they're out to prove something wrong, and it's nice to see for the Montreal Canadiens.
If you're curious about Patrik Laine, had some opportunities there on the man advantage at the end of the period. 6 minutes, 33 seconds of ice time. Kind of wondering what his recovery would be like, considering he hadn't played a full NHL game in almost a year. All right, when our intermission continues, we'll put both Carlo and Frankie on the hot seat, talk a little Patrik Laine, talk a little Sam Montembeault, and more in Have or Have Not. Tonight, Jets and Sabres early first. Jets on the PK, and it's Tage Thompson all alone. Gets it by Connor Hellebuck. His team leading 14th goal of the season, 1-0 Buffalo, Carlo.
He's pissed off about the snub, too.
Okay, we got some strong words here. It's Buffalo with a 2-1 lead after the first period. Another Canadian team in action, that would be the Ottawa Senators playing host to the Red Wings. Still looking for our first goal of the game, and there she be. Josh Norris crashing the net, gets his own rebound. Norris's first goal in 3 games and his 10th of the season, as the Senators are looking to end a 2-game skid as they have the 1-0 lead. Here are the other scores and the games that are going on right now, and talk about a big first period for the Tampa Bay Lightning. 5-0 lead.
Wow.
We will also see the Oilers in action later tonight, kicking off a 3-game homestand, and the Flames will be playing host to the Blues as well. All right, as promised, now we welcome in Frankie Corrado as well for a little Hab or Hab Not. And let's start things off with the man everyone's been talking about for the last 48 hours, that being Patrik Laine. We've seen him on a line with Doc as well as Slafkovsky. Hab or Hab Not, though, he should be getting minutes on a line centered by Nick Suzuki.
Hab. Look,
Okay.
they brought in Patrik Laine to help this team score goals. So it's inevitable, I think, that he's going to get a chance to play with their best playmaker, Nick Suzuki. And I think right now, I think it's an appropriate spot where he's getting his feet wet, getting used to playing hockey games and doing that on the second line. But I think it's inevitable. You got to get him playing with your best player. Hab.
Okay, I'm going to say Hab Not for now because, you know, we talk so much come playoff time about all these teams that have big players and you can construct big lines. Now you have a line with Laine, Slafkovsky, and Doc. The shortest guy on that line is 6'3". That line can extend play in the offensive zone. Yeah, he can play with Nick Suzuki, and we can see how that looks. But I love the fact that Marty St. Louis can go to a big line that can play in the offensive zone.
All right, so we've got a Hab and a Hab Not with an asterisk. The Montreal Canadiens 5-game homestand continuing here, looking to make it 2 wins in a row at the Bell Center. Their record at home right now, 6-5-2. The Canadiens, Frankie, will finish with a winning record at home this year. Hab or Hab Not?
Hab. Every player that comes to play at the Bell Center, where you play on a visiting team, talks about the buzz in this building and how much fun it is. Well, if you're a home player for the Montreal Canadiens, don't let that novelty wear off. Use that to your advantage, and it is such a great building to play in. All the visitors talk about it, but you get that advantage for 41 games. Use that to your advantage. Have a home winning record this year.
I'm going to say Hab Not, Frankie, because I think the term you use there is playoffs. And I don't think the Montreal Canadiens are ready to be a playoff team. They've gotten off to an extremely slow start, and it's going to be an uphill climb from here. And there's a recipe in the NHL to be a playoff team. It's above 500, maybe playing 750 hockey at home, and 500 on the road. Montreal's not close to that, and I still think Montreal's going to tinker with their lineup, which means you might see some guys be removed from this lineup, which is probably going to make them a weaker team post-trade deadline. That's why I'm going to say Hab Not on this one.
All right, we've only got a minute left for this one, but Sam Montembeault will start at least 1 game for Canada. Oh, he's getting excited at the Four Nations face-off. Carlo?
He's my guy.
I know
he's my guy, so I'm going to say
Spoiler alert.
Hab. Montembeault will start. And I'm going to put an asterisk beside this one. I'm not going to say it's 100%. I'm going to say it's 50%. And I think the 50% is why they decided to choose Montembeault. 1, he's got World Hockey Championship experience where he won a big game, winning a gold medal for them. And 2, he plays for the Montreal Canadiens at the Bell Center where the tournament will be played. And you talk about the intensity of that tournament, in that game, in that atmosphere. There's no better goalie right now on Canada's roster that can deal with that than Montembeault.
Hab Not, just because it's a short tournament. And if you've started with Binnington, who's won a Stanley Cup, and Hill, who's won a Stanley Cup, I'm just not sure you get to Samuel Montembeault in such a short tournament. If it was a 7-game series, there would be a better chance, but the tie is going to go to the guys who have won before, whether you like it or not. Sam Montembeault has been great for the most part this season, but I don't see him playing a game, unfortunately.
And again, a lot can happen between now and the middle of February when the Four Nations face-off gets underway in Montreal. All right, Frankie, thanks for this. We'll look forward to hearing your call of the second period with Brian Mudryk. Meanwhile, yes, Jake Evans doing the honors there in that first period. Went 6 games without a goal. That monkey's off his back as the Habs have the lead heading into the second. this season. Jake Evans again doing the honors of the Canadiens will start the second period on the power play. Before we get you to that, let's say hello again to Kenzie Lalonde.
In our latest installment of Memories with Marty, he shared one of his favorite memories from when he wore the Maple Leaf. He talked about winning gold in Sochi because it was his last opportunity to play. Plus, he was a late ad, so he was willing to play whatever role the team needed him in. And then he spoke about the first time he ever competed on the international stage, the 2004 World Cup. It was held here in Montreal, and he talked about playing with Mario Lemieux, and that is what made it so special. He said, quote, "I got to share it with some of my idols."
And Kenzie, he actually also mentioned after that this morning to us in our chat that he played in 2 Spengler Cups, 1 for Canada, and then he played for Davos as well. So Martin St. Louis knows the importance and some great memories of competing for Team Canada. Did you have the honor, Frankie, in your career ever put on the Maple Leaf?
No, I don't think I did. I went to a World Junior camp and unfortunately did not make the team. Had a couple goals at camp. And I remember watching like the 6 o'clock Sports Center, and Bob McKenzie was saying I was going to make the team, and they called our hotel room, and I thought they were going to call for my roommate, and they asked for me, and they said, "Can you come down and meet with the coaches and pack your luggage?" Good times.
So, the only time in the history of NHL hockey Bob McKenzie's been wrong then.
Yes, I think
he didn't have you labeled.
I think that's literally the only time. Yeah. It was funny, like we're sitting there and the phone rang and I looked at my roommate and I said, "Hey man, do you want me to grab it?" Full on thinking that he was the guy getting the call. I ended up seeing him at the airport after, so he did eventually get the call. We were both happy.
The second period underway, Montreal on the power play. Cole Caulfield through center ice, a 1-0 game for Montreal. Patrick Laine zips it across one of Slafkovsky. McCarron, a good stick to break that up. Hudson at center ice. He'll rip it in. Cole Smith chasing after the puck, took his man down, and that allows Nashville to get a clean clear. Final seconds, Jankowski ready to come out. Hudson. Puck goes to the corner. Matheson, that's a key stick, or Jankowski was in alone.
Really smart by Mike Matheson, and you can hear Samuel Montembeault banging his stick on the ice as Jankowski's coming out of the box.
Here's Stamkos in the corner, rips it around the glass. Yossi jumps up into the play. There's Matheson and Brady Shea, most ice time in that opening period, over 8 minutes each. Yoel Armia has Evans with him. The goal scorer, Jake Evans, checked hard by Yossi in the corner as Yossi plays it away from him. Mike Matheson maneuvers in deep. Evans in front, puck loose. Armia and Forsberg tied him up enough where Armia would have had a great chance in close. Forsberg, Nyquist cutting in, fanned on the shot. Pass intended, Heineman to Armia. He'll walk it in, a wrister from distance, he missed. Evans, backhand for Armia. Heineman, he'll pick it up. 6 goals on the season for Heineman. Arbor Jackov for David Savard. Savard, big shoulder, courtesy Forsberg. You know, Savard, we chatted with him this morning, Frankie, at Morning Skate, and just talked about the evolution of Samuel Montembeault. How special it is for a guy from Quebec. He'll play in Montreal, 4 Nations Cup. Remember, a waiver pickup. And full credit for Montembeault, who has redefined who he is with hard work, perseverance, and not giving up on himself. Dvorak, little backhand flip to center. Blankenberg, he'll dish it back to Brady Shea. Marchessault lost the puck, gets it back to Shea, and it's fired in. Bouncing puck, Marchessault trying to dig it free as Dvorak lost his stick. Marchessault 12 points in 13 clear games versus Montreal, so always success versus the Habs in his career.
And of course a big free agent signing for Nashville, who you thought Montreal would have been in on Marchessault, and it sounds like they were, just weren't able to get that deal done as he got a lot of money and a lot of term by Nashville.
You know, a lot of interest in a veteran player and a winner like him. Is just Montreal maybe just not at that stage yet to be adding free agents as they continue their rebuild. Slafkovsky, good battle with Schenn. Laine picks it up, has Barron cutting in. Justin Barron in, shoots on an just a piece. What a look for Barron. Remember earlier this year, Struble wasn't supposed to play, came in the lineup and scored? Well, Barron really did just that there.
Sometimes when you get that late call, you don't think about the game all day. You don't sit around your apartment or your house thinking about how's it going to go tonight.
Laine protects, drops it off. Slafkovsky backhand, and he was jammed up by Chen.
There's something to be said for that, not overthinking things. As players, we can be guilty of that sometimes. You have a vision of your head and how you want it to go, and it doesn't always go that way. There's no time to think about it when you find out 30 minutes before the game that you're playing.
That was Matheson. He was a late scratch in the game. Struble came in, he scored. And what a look for Justin Barron. Just the one goal in the season thus far for Barron. Annunen, they'll steer it aside. Carrier to center for Sissons. He lost it. There's Lane Hudson. Hudson, driving play, cutting in, backhand feed across. And transitioning quickly, Nashville, led by Cole Smith, and he feels the thunder of Struble. Big shoulder hit. And a skate blade has come out for Annunen, and he's going to do the awkward shuffle across.
Easier for a goalie. You're used to sliding across the ice like that. Here's Jayden Struble. Big hit on Cole Smith. Does a great job of making sure that Smith has nowhere to go, and once he angles him off, finishes. Nice, clean body check. And here's this second line. Big bodies in the offensive zone protecting the puck, and Justin Barron finds himself all alone in front. Annunen comes out, challenges, but nice look by Patrik Laine as Annunen just gets a piece of that, goes wide, and pretty big lapse in D-zone coverage by the Nashville Predators, which as much as they have struggled to score goals this year, they have struggled in their own end as well. You don't become the 31st team in the NHL by being good defensively. They have struggled in every different way. And yeah, there's the electric shuffle.
So I want your opinion on this. I've heard analysts weigh in across the NHL. If a skater loses the play, they just got to get off and get a new one. But they blow it down sometimes for goalies.
I think they blow it down if there's nothing imminent happening.
Okay.
Like there was a game in Vancouver this year. Goaltender lost his glove or his blocker, and they didn't blow it down right away because it was an imminent scoring chance.
Right.
Now, goalie ended up making the save and then actually showed off the puck, but it's one of those things where if it's imminent, you have to let it go for just that split second.
Busy week, obviously, for Annunen as he comes over in the trade last week on November 30th for Scott Wedgwood. Makes his Predators debut tonight. You saw Saros, obviously, on the bench. We talked about how busy he's been. Busiest goalie in the NHL. Montembeaux's not far off for Samuel Montembeau, his 20th game of the season tonight.
Annunen's coming off a weird game, his last game in Colorado, where Georgiev got pulled, and then Annunen got pulled, and Georgiev went back in.
So he's in. Saros has been busy. Montembeau trailing only Saros and Hellebuck for appearances in the NHL. Evans avoids contact. There's Struble. You saw the big hit from Struble. 4 hits in the game already as McCarron, big frame in the corner, works for Sissons behind the net. Sissons for Josi. Josi spins towards the net. Struble directed that into the corner. Josi recently reaching the 700-point mark, first Swiss player ever in the NHL to accomplish that. And 30th defenseman in NHL history to 700 points. As Josi spins away, and then Heidemann able to take it away in time. It's Sissons in the corner. Heidemann had the puck, lost it to Forsberg, pops read at Shea. Across, one-time drive, Josi, and Montembeau, one of his best saves of the game. He had to fight through traffic to stop Josi on that one. Forsberg trying to cut in. Finally, some good ozone pressure here from Nashville as they're pushing. Struble trying to free it to Armia. Josi has the puck, walks the line. Little dish for Shea, but Jake Evans, strong stick to break that up. And finally, Montreal able to flip that to the Preds line.
Well, there's that fourth line for Montreal matched up against the first line for the Predators, and a couple really nice defensive sequences for them, breaking things up. That's not typically what you see from some fourth lines. You see fourth lines get out there against first lines and get outmatched. Not the case for this group.
You want a disheartening stat, Frankie? We talked about Nashville losing 5 straight. In the last 4 losses, the score's been 3-2 in every loss. 1-goal games. Stretch pass. Anderson just out of his reach. He'll pick it up. Behind the net. Josh Anderson. He'll protect the puck for Savard. David Savard works it across. Matheson, Rister, no screen. So an easy one for Annunen. And he'll hold that. As the Predators, they had a 1-goal lead at one point last night in Toronto, lost the game, and they're down 1 here to Montreal.
Well, there's the man of the hour in Montreal, Samuel Montembeault, named to Canada's Four Nations face-off team and has played some excellent hockey of late, coming off a performance Tuesday where he gave up 1 goal on 31 shots, and that was the 3rd best performance of the year for him when it comes to goals save above expected. The top one being the game against the Edmonton Oilers, which was a shutout, the game against the Maple Leafs, which was a shutout. And to put this into perspective, the top goaltender performance in the NHL this season was Connor Hellebuyck at 4.61, but that is a very consistent workload for Samuel Montembeault.
Barron trying to work that shot free. Puck comes to center. Pass across for Leroux. Played away from him. And here's Dvorak. Breakaway with space. Christian Dvorak stopped by Annunen. Gallagher in front. Again, Dvorak shoots. That was blocked. Gallagher joking with Mackenzie Lalonde. He's got another one in him. 8 career goals versus Nashville. And Gallagher was all alone in front for Montreal. Gallagher again. Tries to center. Right to Leroux. And he'll play it away. Here's Shen. Luke Shen lost the puck at the red line and then works it in deep. Mike Matheson. Puck on his stick for Montreal. Good pace to this game. 8 minutes gone here in the second period. In comes Kirby Dach. There's Svechkov. First saw Svechkov in 2021 at the Under-18 World Hockey Championship. He was a teammate of Matvei Michkov. Russia lost to Connor Bedard and Team Canada in that gold medal game, but Svechkov was a noticeable player in that tournament for Russia. Kirby Dach cutting in. Slafkovsky rips it and it goes wide. Svechkov again. Had it, lost it in his skates. Dach, little flip, Slafkovsky barreling in on Jay. And that's what you want to see out of this line. Big bodies, physical, trying to free that puck and drive play towards the net.
Especially by Juraj Slafkovsky, who now that he's playing with some bigger bodies, he has to assert himself with that edge, that physicality. He did a good job of that Tuesday night. Now the challenge is to be consistent with that, do it on a night-to-night basis. It's not easy to do that, but he has the tools to do it.
And Laine, you know, sooner than later, he's going to start to find his legs. He admitted that we were kind of jelly-like. Played over 17 minutes, Frankie, in his debut, and remember, hadn't played in about a year's time, did Patrik Laine. So once he gets his timing in his hands, he even admitted, you know, timing was a bit off at times. Forsberg and Rister, and he hit the crossbar. What a look for Filip Forsberg. as the frustrations continue offensively for Nashville.
You could see the whip on that stick of Filip Forsberg all the way up from the broadcast booth. He's got that whip to his shot, and this puck doesn't get out at the blue line, and Forsberg's able to walk himself right down the slot. Matheson has to respect that there's a passing option on the back door, and Christian Dvorak had a chance earlier on and just tries to go to the low blocker, isn't able to get it, and Juraj Slafkovsky's shot just goes off the defenseman Blankenberg before it gets to the net. A couple good chances for the Canadiens and a good chance for the Predators.
Here's Suzuki. Carrier trying to take it away from the captain, and he will. Alexandre Carrier off the boards, intended for Josi. Comes to Stamkos at center, pocket picked by Caulfield, and then Forsberg took it away. Gustav Nyquist over the line, feeds that right wing. Forsberg, it hopped on him. Caulfield frees it for Suzuki, back to Caulfield. Played to center. That hit the skate of Jankowski. He'll fish for the puck, but Matheson has it. Cross ice Caulfield. Wanted Newhook. There's Carrier at center. Caulfield kicks it free. Cole Caulfield skates it in with it. Shoots, stop, rebound. Oh, Evans fanned on it. What a big rebound, and Jake Evans that close to cashing in his second of the game.
The rebound was just too hot for Jake Evans, who came right off the bench on a line change and put himself in the perfect spot to grab that rebound.
You get the feeling Caulfield just might pop one tonight. He's been all over it offensively. And Savard takes his man down. And now some pushing and shoving after the play. Savard in the mix. Evans getting a face wash from McCarron. Savard will go to the box, maybe more when we come back.
It's David Savard going to the box for the Montreal Canadiens. It's a roughing call on Cole Smith. Now, I don't know if it's roughing. If you want to call it cross-checking, sure. It's a few feet from the boards and the player goes down, but regardless, it's Montreal to the penalty kill. And this penalty kill has been so improved for the Montreal Canadiens. They do a great job of assessing the biggest threat. And on home ice, it has done a great job. And you think about what Nashville is going to throw at you. Stamkos, one-timer. Marchessault, shooter. Forsberg, shooter. Josi loves to shoot it from the point. Really what they're missing the playmaker. They got plenty of guys that can shoot the puck. And they got 3 right-handed shots that want to be shooters on this power play. There's just not that much puck to go around. But if they can find ways to make all those players viable threats, it becomes a challenge for the penalty kill.
Nashville 17th ranked power play in the National Hockey League. Frankie, you talked about the whole penalty kill for Montreal on the road all season long. Nashville just 2 wins away from Broadway. Here's Josi off the draw, bobbled it. Look out, Dvorak lost his stick. Nashville trying to take advantage. Stamkos, Josi one-time bomb and he missed high. Marchessault in the corner. Marchessault up for Josi. Roman Josi, Marchessault, Forsberg, back to Marchessault. Marchessault He'll work it down low. That shot right into the glove. And a good stop. That's quick reaction on Nyquist as it basically right in the glove of Samuel Montembeault.
This is smart by Mike Matheson here. He doesn't overcommit to Nyquist because he knows that's going to open up Forsberg in the middle of the ice. Really what he does here is you can see Jack-Eye Matheson, you let Montembeault have Nyquist at the side of the net and just say, you take that short side, make the save. That's what Montembeault does.
Cutting to the net, Nyquist, power move, couldn't get the shot off. Josi at the blue line. Filip Forsberg. Roman Josi, he'll drop it off. Wrist shot, Montembeault able to stop that as Marchessault, another good look from the far wall. Josi, Stamkos. Steven Stamkos, Marchessault, back to Stamkos. Stamkos try to feather that through. Marchessault spins away. Marchessault, Stamkos. He'll work it across, the captain, Josi. Josi, Forsberg in front, and Forsberg banned on the try. Marchessault, 50 seconds left in the minor penalty. Marchessault fakes the shot, works it down low. Steven Stamkos, he'll hand it off. Josi goes to the net, in front, tip, job loose. Marchessault, try to work it across, blocked by Anderson, and it will stay alive. What a play from Marchessault to hold the line. Marchessault, he'll chip it across. Josi, quick strike, and again, Montembeault kicked that aside. Good looks here as Forsberg the latest stop. That drive Stamkos missed. 15 seconds left. Montreal hanging on. Josi. Good stick in the way, Stamkos. Forsberg, wrister, another block by Anderson. Forsberg one more time, across. 5-on-5 hockey, Savard's out of the box. Marchessault, wrister, another block. Savard getting back, trying to break in. David Savard on a breakaway. Savard, and he fired it high and wide.
How about the speed of David Savard?
He was fresh out of the box. He doesn't get those looks very often on the breakaway.
Everyone else had been on the ice for 2 minutes. They're all exhausted. David Savard, fresh, good speed on the breakaway.
5 shots on that power play. Big kill from Montreal. Anderson, a number of blocks and some great saves from Montembeault. One of the game. Second period. Blankenberg shot off Suzuki and wide. Brady Shea behind the net. Sissons in the corner. He'll get checked by 2 Montreal Canadiens as Shea trying to dig it free. He will, but it's right on the stick of Struble. Struble and Suzuki at center. He'll lay it back to Newhook. Over the line. Newhook drops. Suzuki waits. Oh, he caught a shot. He wanted Caulfield. Tough angle shot. Handled by Annunen. Caulfield again. Off the boards. Up for Barron. Barron a wrist shot. Swallowed up by Annunen as Newhook dumped in front. Oh man, Suzuki, he had a great look. He tried to hand it off in an exciting 1-0 game. David Savard, the breakaway though, out of the box.
Well, this is how you draw it up if you take a penalty. Come out of the box, grab a puck, and speed through the middle of the ice. Josi can't get to him. Savard doesn't end up converting on that. But a great job by the Canadiens on that penalty kill. And here's Suzuki. He should probably shoot that puck, but he's committed to looking for Caulfield. He's already facing him. He's opened up his body, unable to get it through. But if you get yourself in a good shooting position like that, why not take that shot if you're Nick Suzuki? You got 3 goals in your last 4 games.
Suzuki on a 4-game point streak. We talked about Caulfield's 5-game point streak as well. Here's Jankowski. He'll stop on a dime. Looks for help. Drops it off around the boards. Picked up by Luke Schenn. Schenn plays it behind Montembeault. Patrick Laine in the corner. Pass in front. Backhand try. Stop. Rebound. Oh, Leroux that close, but Montembeault shuts the door. Leroux nearly scoring in his Bell Center debut in his hometown. Laine at center. Lost the puck. Turnover at center to Slafkovsky. Kirby Dach trying to break in. He cannot. Here's Evangelista. Over the line, and Lane Hudson is back. Leroux, first man in. He'll knock Hudson in the corner. Montreal flips. Laine, bouncing puck. Laine, first man in, negates the icing. Backhand for Dach. Kirby Dach swings it in front. Slafkovsky right on, and Annunen stopped that. Alert feed there from Kirby Dach to Big Slafkovsky. Here's Svechkov. He'll drop the pass off. Brady Shea waits, shoots. Montembeault stopped and rebound through the crease. Backhand try. Still loose. And Montembeault kept it out. The Bell Center approving of Samuel Montembeault in his performance so far tonight. Under 6 to go in this second period. Shots 21-14 Montreal. Parsonen. That shot comes to center, and listen to the Bell Center crowd. Approving of Samuel Montembeault. Outstanding saves for Montreal tonight. Here's Josi cutting in. Josi takes it around the net. Roman Josi protects the puck. Still with it. Forsberg shot. Knocked down in front. Actually hit Carrier. And that's high off the glass by Struble. Hit the glass though. So not delay of game, but the faceoff will be back in Montreal territory. Samuel Montembeault named to Team Canada and having a night so far on home ice.
At 1-0 for the Montreal Canadiens, and for the Montreal Canadiens, you would like to see a little more run support, make things easier on Sam Montembeault, but he makes a big save on Zach Leroux. 2 saves in tight as he finds a little time and space cutting across the crease, and this was a great play by Kirby Dach. Patrick Laine did a great job of staying onside. He beat out the icing, and as the puck went from east to west behind the net, Dach sent it right over to Slafkovsky, but Oninen makes the save and keeps it 1-0.
Frankie, back on Tuesday, Laine obviously stole the show, the big goal, his debut, but Montembeault, the first star. I mean, he was fabulous in ensuring Montreal got that win in overtime versus the Islanders.
And a big part of the penalty kill, a big part of winning on home ice, your goaltender has to give you a chance. He does that, and you just want to find a little more offense, a little more run support to make things easier for him.
Josh Anderson going to the net. Here's Gallagher cutting in. Spinorama with the puck, protects it, and couldn't get that backhand on. Had Anderson tracking towards Annunen as well. Montreal 6-5-2 at home so far this season, trying to make the Bell Center a tough place for competitors to come in and play. Forsberg, Matheson in that puck battle in the corner. Played away. There's Savard round the boards. Suzuki through the legs for Gallagher. Gallagher over the blue line, shot back to center by Nashville. Savard controls the puck. Under 4 to go, second period. Nick Suzuki, a little pop pass to Newhook. Across from Caulfield. He waits, shoots, stopped Annunen. Kind of faked the wrist or loaded up. And Annunen has had Caulfield's number so far tonight.
There was Nick Suzuki on the back door just looking for this pass that didn't come, but the Canadians get through the neutral zone clean, and it's all about the pass by Newhook to Caulfield as that spreads the ice, the width of the ice, and the Predators have to figure it out from there. You can see Wilsby looking to take away the pass, and Oninen has a clean look at the Cole Caulfield slap shot, keeps it out.
Suzuki can't win that one. Suzuki and Dvorak were perfect in the first period, 100%, both 4 for 4 in the face-off dot. Cole Smith had the puck, lost it. Nashville just onside. Sissons chips it in front, bouncing puck. Available in the high slot, still bouncing around. McCarron controls,
and poked away nicely by Nick Suzuki. Then Suzuki avoids the big hit from Cole. Lane Hudson there, and he'll chip down to center. Wilsby stretching ice that should be icing. No, got a touch, no icing called. Cole Caulfield in his own zone. Caulfield for Lane Hudson. Hudson through center ice, over the line. Hudson takes it in deep, tried to center, and Annunen comes to him. He will cover.
Every once in a while we talk about face-offs and the importance of face-offs. The Nashville Predators would be the example of where a team is really good in the face-off dot. They're the 5th best face-off team in the NHL at 53%, but they're in second last place in the NHL. So winning face-offs and having that possession is not leading to any kind of sustained success for this team over the course of every game they've played this year.
Montreal, Frankie, was 74% in the face-off dot in the first period. Here's Jankowski, he'll lead the rush. Jankowski, he'll drop it off. Evangelista was checked. Jankowski has Leroux with him. Jankowski, Evangelista. Evangelista wanted Jankowski back, bouncing puck, and little foot race is on as Luke Evangelista takes big contact. Blankenberg, checked by Lining. Blankenberg able to free it at the line. Jankowski hands it off. Brady Shea, some speed over the line. Tried to drop it off, and again, Kirby Dach that time broke it up. Frankie, Montreal doing a good job. The forwards, too, getting back, sticks in the way, and breaking up rush plays.
There's a lot of urgency. I mean, you can only have so many games where you get scored on off the rush before you say, guys, we need to figure this out, and we need to come back through the middle of the ice, make things easier for our goaltender and our defensemen.
Turnover, that ripped just wide as Slafkovsky tried to clear. It's kept in. Wilsby, round the net, cutting it. Nice move, lost the puck. Played up top, Shen. That bomb deflected, and it just wide to the right of Montembeault. And it comes to center as Nashville, a late push. Final 2 minutes here, Bell Center, second period. In comes Marchessault. Got his 500th point last night. Pass across Josi, and that was blocked. Josi follows up, wrister just wide. Marchessault collects again. Jonathan Marchessault. He'll hand it off. Zipped across for Josi. Josi, he loads up, and that's high up the glass. And that did direct out of play as Josi a good look. Marchessault joined the 500-point club in his NHL career last night at Toronto in that loss. But that, man, is the story right there, shutting down the likes of the Nashville Predators. Solid night again for Samuel Montembeault.
And when you have a guy like Roman Josi on the back end, you know there's going to be a lot of offense that goes through him, that flows through him. And you know, last year, Roman Josi has a big year like he often does, 85 points and third among active defensemen when it comes to goals. A lot of the offense rolls through the blue line in Roman Josi.
Franchise leader in assists and points in Nashville. That drive loose, Montembeault will cover. Philip Forsberg, the all-time goal-scoring leader in franchise history.
Now, if you think about the Nashville Predators, with all this firepower, they haven't been able to produce. Andrew Burnett had a team in Florida that was all about high-octane offense, but they didn't play as well defensively, ended up getting fired there. Nashville last year got a lot out of seemingly a little. Like, they didn't spend a lot of money, but they got a lot out of guys like Gus Nyquist, Ryan O'Reilly, and they became a stingy defensive team that struggled to score. Now they've tried to add offense. You think at some point the floodgates have to open. Well, for the Montreal Canadiens, don't be that team that allows the floodgates to open for the Predators.
If you're just joining us, Ryan O'Reilly was hurt last night, so not in the lineup tonight. It would have been his 1100th game in the National Hockey League tonight. Christian Dvorak through center ice over the blue line. Final minute, Bell Center, second period, 1-0 Montreal, and the shorthanded goal, courtesy Jake Evans. Forsberg up for Josi, leads the rush with Nyquist. Tries to get around Matheson. Matheson has the puck for Montreal. Matheson tripped up, and he draws a penalty. Here's Dvorak. Dvorak through center over the blue line. He'll drop it. Dvorak in. Gallagher, wait, shoots, stop, rebound. Josi touches up. A good chance for Brendan Gallagher, and the speed of Mike Matheson draws a penalty and a ruckus. Josi, a late leftist, the captain, getting frustrated.
We're not going to call it dangerous by Mike Matheson in the last minute of the period to skate the puck right in front of his net with players on him. We're going to call it courageous, and he draws a penalty because of it. Nice job by Matheson. It's going to be Nyquist who gets this penalty, and it's all because of Matheson's skating ability in his own zone behind his net.
Nashville, number 14, 2-minute minor, tripping.
And Nyquist takes the penalty 200 feet from his own net. As Matheson picks up this puck, he sees that Stamkos is coming around to cut him off at the other side of the net. So what does he say? No problem, I'll cut right in front of my own net. Nyquist takes him down, and here's Christian Dvorak with a chance. He looks to get it back to Gallagher, but it was Nyquist on the back check who negated that, and the Canadians with 38 seconds left in the period get a power play.
0 for 1, 4 shots on the power play, and in Matheson's defense, Frank, you talked about it, that skating skill, his bread and butter. As he's turned up the wheels and draws the penalty. Final stage of second period. Lane Hudson out there on the number 1 unit again. Patrik Laine at center. 17 seconds left. Laine. He'll bring it in. Suzuki in the corner. Leaves. Laine has it. Smith has lost his stick. Lane Hudson waiting. Down low. Caulfield in front. Slafkovsky right through the crease and on it and made the stop. And then Nashville able to clear, but another penalty coming up. Montreal's going to be 5-on-3. We'll see if they add some time on the clock. We'll see if they maybe pull Montembeault. Sissons to the box.
Number 10, 2-minute minor interference.
This was a little scrambled because Cole Smith lost his stick. The Canadians had an extra passing lane, but they create a scramble in front of the net, and Lane Hudson comes in off the point. He starts it with the pass to Caulfield, and he follows up the play. There's less than 10 seconds left in this period, so the Predators weren't going to be able to get anything going the other way. It's good recognition by Hudson to follow up the play, and the puck is not on Hudson's stick. Sissons hits him. Now the Canadians 1 minute and 25 seconds of a 5-on-3 thanks to the awareness of one Lane Hudson.
Would you pull the goalie? 2.6 to go?
Absolutely I would. And I would have Patrik Laine right by Juraj Slafkovsky to try and get this one-timer off.
1-0 Montreal. Obviously limited time here left in the second period. Wonder if they might put some time on the clock.
You'd like an extra second. Like 2.6 is really quick. You have to win this so clean and get the shot off so perfectly. The chances of that happening are so slim, but 3.4,
so yeah, okay.
Brian. They didn't give us the full second, did they? They shortchanged us a little bit.
3.4.
We'll take it.
Jankowski, Suzuki. Line up to take the drop. Suzuki wins it clean, maybe too clean. So that'll do it. 40 minutes of play, but 1:23 of 5-on-3 when we start the third period.
This is the sequence that is going to make or break the game for the Montreal Canadiens. Get the run support for Samuel Montembeault, who has been so good. A huge penalty kill for the Canadiens in that period, and they go into the third with a chance to win this game.
Nashville, a team desperate to get some confidence. Losers of 5 straight, just 2 road wins all season long, and a great chance for Montreal to get some insurance when we come back for the third period of play. But first, Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN intermission is next. We got Laura, we got Carlo, we got Kenzie, and Arpon Basu stops by with his notebook.
season where key matchups and player predictions are broken down. Watch TSN's Broken Table presented by FanDuel Canada every Monday on the TSN YouTube channel. Carlo, that's like right up your alley.
It really is.
Right up your alley.
My dream is to jump through a table one day.
Okay, well, maybe we can make that a reality in the second intermission. Okay, although we didn't see any goals in that second period, a lot happening in that 20 minutes. Before we break it all down, let's hear from Christian Dvorak, who's with Kenzie.
All right, Christian, you had a nice chance there towards the end of that period, but I kind of want to talk about this penalty kill. I mean, coming into this game, the Habs have the best home PK, and you guys have been able to close out Nashville on their 2 power play chances. What are you seeing in the Preds' tendencies that's allowing you guys to shut them down?
Yeah, guys are just sacrificing their bodies, a lot of big blocks, and just getting in lanes. So that's a big thing, and your best penalty killer is always your goalie. So goalies have been great at it all year, and we got to be ready in case we get a PK here in the third.
Talk about it. Samuel Montembeault's efforts here tonight. Just how much confidence does that give you guys when you see him putting in that kind of performance back there?
A lot. He's been phenomenal all year, and just continuing the part tonight. So it's been fun to watch, and hopefully we can close this game out for him.
Any tweaks you want to see here heading into the third period?
Nothing too much. I think we just had a couple turnovers in the neutral zone, which we want to get away from, especially with the lead. We want to get pucks in deep and get on the forecheck. So obviously a big power play coming up here to start the third, and go from there.
Best luck.
Thank you.
We didn't have time to bring a table in here. We can try and go through the
Maybe
desk.
next game. Maybe next game.
Thursday, okay. All right. Well, that's a good place for us to start as well. Not with the table, but with Sam Montembeault, one of the best stretches that he's been playing of this season. He's looking to win back-to-back starts for just the 3rd time. We talk about the boost of the Four Nations. Yeah. Hard to argue with what we've been seeing so far from him tonight.
And this goes back to last game, too. And you're getting people's attention, watching the game and playing the game. When the crowd is chanting your name and you hear the chants of Monty, and rightfully so, because in a 1-0 game, when Nashville had 10 shots in that period, the saves that Montembeault had to make, both 5-on-5 and on the power play, are the difference in this game and why Montreal still has the lead. And this is what Montembeault presents. He has big game potential because in games like this, he can give you a chance to win. He can be counted on to make those big saves. Now you just want to see Montreal finish the job for him because he clearly deserves I'm not going to say the word.
No, you are.
He clearly deserves the win tonight.
The W.
The W, yes.
After the last W by Montreal, again, I mentioned this in our pregame, how Martin St. Louis said he finally felt the depth of this lineup and how it can come at you at waves. We've been seeing that here through the first 2 periods of this one as well. The first period, it was all about the first line. The second period, it's going in a pattern here. It was all about the second line.
And Laura, I talked about it pregame about the energy, the different energy that this Montreal feels like it has right now because you've injected a player like Patrik Laine into the lineup. And what that does for your group is it makes you deeper. And you look at the way the first line's been able to perform with Suzuki, Caulfield, and Newhook. Now you add a line with Doc, Slafkovsky, and Laine. They've looked incredible tonight, including all these chances that you're seeing them create in the second period. You just wonder, this is only a short sample size of them playing together, how much more effective they can be with more time, more games playing together, because it looks like in the short sample size, they've created some great chemistry, and they've created a ton of great chances this game, and it's a great thing for Montreal to see.
If this is going to hold true, then the third period is going to be about the third line. So watch out, Anderson, Dvorak, and Gallagher. Last but not least, the special teams remain special for Montreal in this one. We want to give some love to the penalty killers again.
And rightfully so, because they're the ones responsible for the 1-0 goal. But let's look at the penalty kill in the second period. This group of penalty killers was on for the full 2 minutes. And you can see tired legs, straight-legged. 2 key blocks on the last play. Savard comes out of the box. And where did Savard pick up this speed? Because it had breakaway speed written all over it. And you just wonder. We saw a moment last game where Patrik Laine's goal blew the roof off the building. If Savard would have scored there and made this 2-0 after that penalty kill, they'd probably have to repair their Bell Center with the roof.
I love it. The power play was strong there at the end of that period as well, speaking of the special teams. And again, that 5-on-3 for over 1 minute and 20 seconds still to come to kick off the third. And yes, there is still lots to come at this intermission, including a brand new Arpins notebook featuring Arpin Boston. playoffs will get underway in our nation's capital, Ottawa, on Boxing Day. We've got all 29 games coming your way, and it's going to be great as always. All right, well, it is still 1-0 Montreal on top. As promised, we're going to get you back to the Bell Center now for a brand new Arpin's Notebook with Kenzie and Arpin. And they're talking all about Sam Montembeault to kick things off.
Yeah, it was obviously a huge announcement for me. I was really proud when I heard the news. I'm coming from far, going through the waivers, coming to Montreal after, being a 3 goalies rotation, and then ended up being the number 1 goalie. That's one of the things that Julien Brisebois told me too when he called me. He's like, do you remember the first time we met? It was in Joël Bouchard's office in Boisbriand. Who would have known that a few years later, you would have been named on Team Canada, and I would have been the GM for that team too. So we probably would have never guessed that, but really proud to be a part of the team.
You got to love it for Samuel Montembeault. Just what an honor it is for him to be named to this team, and the significance of being a former Boisbriand, and it all starting in Joël Bouchard's office there. So it's pretty awesome to see. Arpin, you could tell his excitement earlier today.
Yeah, and he was talking about this before the season even started. I talked to him about it at the golf tournament. This was a priority for him. He told a funny story this morning about how he found out. He was on the bus leaving TD Garden on Sunday and got a call from Julien Brisebois. All of a sudden, he's like, okay, this is weird, and said, I'll call him back when I get off the bus and I'm not surrounded by all my teammates. But someone quipped that, did you think you were getting traded? And he knew what was going on, so he called him back and obviously got the good news. But yeah, long road for him. Waiver candidate, gets claimed on waivers to his hometown team, and now is going to represent Canada on the biggest stage.
And he's putting in a good performance here tonight. But 2 players who were not named to their nation's rosters, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, upsetting the Montreal Canadiens Hab fan base here with this, of course. When you look at the goals Cole Caulfield's put together this season and the depth and the style of game Suzuki brings, but it is a tough team to be named to.
It is, and I think Cole Caulfield kind of had the impression that this was going to be the result. We didn't talk to him this morning, but every time he's been asked about it, he's kind of felt that he knew he had long odds just because there's so much firepower on that team, and really they don't need goal scoring necessarily. So his less of a surprise. I think Nick Suzuki was pretty disappointed. Asked him this, he didn't go to the World Championships in the spring. It just didn't work out for him, and I asked him if he kind of regretted that, and he said, no, if you look at the team, most of the team did not go to the World Championships, did not play for Canada. And I asked if he'd done enough to make it so that they had to take him.
Right.
And, he admitted he had a bit of a rough start, but over the last month he feels he's really upped his game. And if you look, as far as Canadian scorers, points per game in the NHL since November 11th, when Nick Suzuki had 2 goals and 2 assists against the Buffalo Sabres, he's right up there, just ahead of Braden Point and Anthony Cirelli, 2 guys who made the team, obviously in fewer games, but still made a case for himself. And tonight is continuing that. The Canadians, with Nick Suzuki on the ice at 5-on-5, the Canadians have outshot the Predators 10-0, and he's been on a good run in terms of his 2-way play so far.
So we've talked a little Canada, we've talked a little USA, there's Sweden and Finland, of course, where we see Joel Armia and Patrik Laine being named to the team. And again, 2 guys who are excited to put their country's colors on and go to work.
Yeah, Joel Armia has always played well for Finland. This was a bit of a no-brainer. I thought there was no way they were not going to take Joel Armia, especially with the way he's performed at World Championships in the past. Patrik Laine obviously was a bit more of a wild card. He said he spoke to Jere Lehtinen late in the summer. This was obviously before he sprained his knee in the preseason, but that he was going to be on their radar. And so this is not really a leap of faith, but Patrik Laine is the type of player that the Finns are really lacking. They have a lot of two-way, great two-way forwards. Not a lot of pure scorers, so that's why Patrik Laine really fits. And I asked Patrik Laine about why does Finland do so well at these tournaments. He's like, well, we just grind you down. And my first thought is, well, that's not really your game, is it? But you look tonight, and honestly, Patrik Laine away from the puck, I think, has been great tonight. He's really tracking back hard, getting pucks back, and frankly has played better without the puck than he has with it. So that's a good sign for the Canadians, and will be a good sign for Finland if he plays that way at the Four Nations.
The feed to Barron net front there.
Yeah.
Oh, what a nice pass.
Tough one for Barron.
Patrik Laine also talked about his excitement to reunite with one of his best friends, Barkov. The 2 actually played the 2016 World Cup together. So
both from Tampere.
We'll see what the 2 can put together. At that time, Patrik Laine was still a teenager, and now he's 26 years old. He's practically a man now. So we'll see what kind of magic they can stir up here at the Four Nations Face-Off in February. But Laura, we still got a lot more hockey to go here in the Bell Center.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And, you know, this one has a similar feel to Tuesday, a tight, low-scoring game, but Montreal has definitely had its chances, including this one. Savard, so close. Third period coming up next. Holidays? Well, you can scan the QR promo code on screen to get $25 off our $100 gift card and stream the biggest blockbuster movies and hit series on Crave. Endlessly entertaining. All right, no goals there in that second period, but a minute 23 of 5-on-3 hockey to kick off the third period for the Canadiens. So let's get you back to the Bell Center.
Laura, Montreal 7-0 this season when leading after 40 minutes. What an opportunity. They start the third, a big 5-on-3 power play for a minute 23. And Cole Caulfield, keep your eye on this young man. He's been dynamite on the power play this season.
And 6 shots on goal so far in this game. And the shooting percentage for Caulfield at 24.6%. You would think he would have scored by now. But with a 5-on-3 power play, he's had so much success on the power play this season. This really is a great opportunity for him to get another one.
Off the draw. Third period underway. Lane Hudson controls for Caulfield. Caulfield over the line. Cole Caulfield rims it around the wall. There's Laine waiting for the puck. Patrick Laine. Cole Caulfield. Suzuki. 5-on-3 for Montreal. Caulfield goes down low. Hudson. Suzuki. Wanted Caulfield. That was a good stick and broken up by Carrier. Held in though. Good speed by Suzuki. Lane Hudson. Then jammed away by Jankowski, and that allows Nashville to get a change in. 45 seconds left of 5-on-3 time. Habs looking for some insurance. Hudson brings it in. Drives wide on Carrier. Hudson in the corner. Lost the puck. Brady Shea trying to clear. Puck battle below the goal line. Suzuki freed it and wanted Laine, but it's all the way to center. Caulfield will collect. Cole Caulfield brings it in himself for Laine. Patrick Laine, wrist shot blocked. Laine reaching for it. Suzuki's got a hustle and he holds it in. Hudson, Laine, waiting, shooting, score! He did it again! Patrick Laine! Power play goal! 2-0 Montreal! Power play goals for Patrick Laine.
Patrick Laine loves the Bell Center. He takes a shot. It gets blocked. Nick Suzuki does a great job keeping this in. And Carrier doesn't have a stick, so he can't go out and challenge Patrick Laine. And Laine rips this puck. It's a great pass by Lane Hudson, but what a shot by Laine to pick that corner perfectly. He's got his second goal in as many games, and the Bell Center loves Patrick Laine.
Hollywood, line 1. Patrick Laine. Welcome to Montreal. Listen to the crowd here. Kirby Dach cutting in looking for more. As Montreal still with power play time, 20 seconds left as they scored before the first power play was over. So Hudson, another assist. Suzuki, a helper as well. Matheson across, backdoor feed. Gallagher just missed him. 5 seconds left in the power play. Cleared by Cole Smith. So Lane Hudson now continues a franchise record streak for a defenseman under 20 years of age. His point streak now at 5. And Hudson up to 16 points, all assists this season. Second for rookie players. Armia. Evans, centering feed, bouncing on Anderson, picked up by Gustav Nyquist. Bell Center into it on this Thursday night. Laine scoring in back-to-back games. Blankenburg towards the net. Puck loose. Forsberg shot. Blocked in front. Two Habs sprawled out to block that.
That was Savard and Jackeye. Both players selling out to block that shot. It was Savard that got it, but I love the urgency by the Habs there.
Nashville, the backhand dish in for Nyquist. Savard trying to hold him off. Forsberg looking to pick it up. He's checked by Evans. Savard falls. He's down below the goal line. In comes Arber Xhekaj. Big battle behind Montembeault. Yoel Armia able to free the puck for Anderson. He'll chip that to center ice. You know, Montembeault getting a lot of love in the intermission, and rightfully so. In his last 5 periods, a .978 save percentage. He has delivered for the Habs. Heineman, little chip. He'll work it in deep for Montreal. Josi for Carrier. Alexandre Carrier shot it. That allowed Gallagher to actually lose the stick. Barron's back for Struble. They go to look defensively. Roman Josi frees the puck. Svechkov. Parsonen. Dvorak lifts his stick, tries to take it away. There's Marchessault. Parsonen. Behind the net. Parsonen still with it. Hit by Struble. Struble muscling him off the puck. Nashville still controls. Josi. Parsonen, second effort, works it in deep. Barron checks his man as he hits Marchessault. 4 minutes gone here in this third period. Big goal from Laine, both on special teams. Power play and shorthanded. Josi leads the rush, waiting in front, and Marchessault was all tangled up. Couldn't even get a stick down. Dvorak gets center ice. He'll flip it in for Newhook, trying to speed in. Newhook in the corner. Luke Schenn below the goal line for Nashville. Luke Evangelista. Habs got to get back on side. Suzuki had to delay it alertly by the captain. He did. Suzuki gave it away, though, right to Jankowski. Puck on the tape of his stick. He'll walk it in. Jankowski centers. Evangelista couldn't get there in time. There's Hudson. That was hit by a high stick, but played by Nashville.
Now, one thing the Habs have to be aware of right now is too many turnovers in the neutral zone. A couple pucks that they didn't get out at their own blue line, and now Nashville coming after the Canadians, playing in the offensive zone a little bit more.
Suzuki at his own line. Checked by Jankowski. Caulfield helps out his line mate. Jankowski, though, has the puck. Caulfield gets back, trying to take it away. Hudson plays it behind the net. Suzuki there. Cole Smith rushing over it. He'll check Suzuki. Evangelista couldn't spin and shoot in time, and it slipped down the ice. Montreal wholesale change here in this third period. Blankenburg, the backhand in. Savard plays it into the corner. David Savard able to work that free, stretching ice. Pass to Slafkovsky, took the hit, but he works it in. Puck played to center. Cole Smith, little pop pass. There's McCarron. Some space. In shoots. Montembeault stops and McCarron follow up. And it's over the net and high over Montembeault. Sissons behind the net. Wanted McCarron. Carrier faked it. Josi one-time drive stop. Rebound. Smith towards the net. Stopped by Montembeault. Still loose. Carrier. Josi. Oh, big block. Kirby Dach, and that stung. Laine slow to get up. As the Habs are gassed here. Trying to get a change. Josi. He'll send it across. Carrier. Carrier at the line. Roman Josi. Delayed penalty coming up against Montreal. Josi spinning away. Behind the net. Josi drops it off. Forsberg jumps on the ice. He's got the puck. Philip Forsberg. Extra attacker out. Forsberg, wrist shot. And enough. Montembeault got a piece. And a penalty coming up, a slash, so Nashville down by 2 on the power play. 6.5 gone here in this third period. 2-0 Montreal. Nashville 0-2 on the power play, 5 shots. Laine's got another one. It's 2-0 Montreal.
But there is a missed call as Patrik Laine got high-sticked in front of his own net. It was really scrambly, and here it is. First, it's the Kirby Dach slash. Doesn't need to slash the stick out of the hands of Colton Sissons in front. The Canadiens eventually, and there it is. The high stick right into Patrik Laine. He was bleeding. Should have been a 4-minute call. Doesn't get called. And Marty St. Louis has some words for his team because that whole sequence of the last 3 or 4 minutes of them playing in their own zone was self-inflicted with turnovers at the wrong areas of the ice.
Stamkos, Dvorak line up. They're going to redo it as Stamkos won the draw. Steven Stamkos, 27th on the all-time goal-scoring list, enters the night 2 back of Matt Sundin for 26th. But nothing from Nashville tonight. We talked about it, a storyline. They've struggled to score this year, down by 2. Kirby Dach in the box. They'll reset, make sure the clock is correct. Marchessault now in. He'll take the draw with Christian Dvorak. Dvorak able to win it. Matheson, shoulder check, high off the glass, good clear by number 8. Annunen out to play it, and he'll tee it up for Roman Josi. Nearly 7 minutes gone in this third period. A shorthanded goal, Jake Evans, and a power play goal, Patrik Laine. Roman Josi, speed over the line for Forsberg. Philip Forsberg, drop pass off the boards. There's Nyquist. Nyquist, Forsberg. Weaves in front, Marchessault missed it, sending it to Nyquist, and he kicked that in. Waved off right away, the kicking motion, and no goal.
Nyquist had a lot of speed going to the net, and it looked like a kicking motion from up here. Now, he can angle it, he can direct it, but he can't kick it. And the biggest thing you're going to look for is there a follow-through with the kicking motion?
The call on there, the ice is that there's no goal due to the puck being propelled in with a distinct kicking motion.
Tom Chmielewski with the call.
So now this is interesting. With these, it feels like a lot of them are called a goal, and then they have to go back the other way. But for Nyquist, this one gets waved off right away. He gets in behind Matheson, and that looks like a kicking motion. If he was stopped into the ground and it went off his skate, I would say there's more of a chance that that's going in. But you can see the follow through with the toe, and that gives that puck enough steam to get past Montembeault. That is a great call by the official, and that is going to be held up. The faceoff comes outside.
Now for the viewers at home, if he kicks at it and then gets a stick on it in time.
Good goal.
Yes,
good
before
goal.
it crosses the line, but he did not. Predators come again, and Nyquist comes again in the corner. Minute 25 to go of power play time. Josi running things at the line. Across, one-timer Stamkos, big block against Savard, who's top 10 in NHL blocks this year.
That's the first time in this game we've seen the Steven Stamkos one-timer. Nashville's had a number of power play opportunities. That's just not something that they've utilized nearly enough, and it's such an effective weapon.
Roman Josi over the blue line again. Josi centers off a stick. He wanted Marchessault. In comes Forsberg again. Backhand off the boards. Picked up by Nyquist for Forsberg. Forsberg centers across, and it hopped on Stamkos. It comes to center. Montreal trying to keep the penalty kill perfect tonight. Marchessault over the line. Around Struble, cutting in. Marchessault backhand, and Montembeault bailed out Struble. But another penalty coming up. Interference. So 5-on-3 for 36 seconds, and Montreal will really be tested here. Struble to the box.
Montreal, number 47. 2-minute minor, holding.
Jonathan Marchessault, he's a great shooter, but he's a crafty player, and he's not overly fast, but he has good deception to his game, and he gets Jayden Struble caught here as he puts the puck under his stick, finds a way to get around Struble, and Struble has to take him down on his way to the net. Marchessault can't get a good shot off, and now the Canadiens' penalty kill is really going to get tested as they're down 5-on-3 for 36 seconds, and the Nashville Predators have a chance to get back in this game.
So not interference, a hold regardless. It's a big 5-on-3 chance for Nashville. And again, offensively, they have really struggled. Frankie, only 9 times this season, Nashville scored more than 3 goals in a game. They're going to need that, at the very least, to win this game or to get back in it.
It's really hard to imagine, but this is the team that has the fewest goals per game in the NHL at 2.3. With all that firepower, look who you're looking at right now. Stamkos, Josi, Forsberg, Marchessault, and Gus Nyquist had his career best year last year at age 34. So there's plenty of firepower. The one thing about Steven Stamkos on this power play, I don't think he's getting utilized nearly as much as he should. He's been the trigger man for one of the best power plays in the NHL in Tampa Bay for a long time, and it feels like the way he's being utilized right now, he's almost a bystander on this Nashville power play.
2-time Rocket Richard Trophy winner, once hit the 60 mark did Stamkos. So great chance for Nashville. Josi. Roman Josi up for Nyquist. Hesitates towards the net, tip, Montembeault able to stop Marchessault in that late push after the whistle, but Montembeault again keeps it out. As Samuel Montembeault putting on a clinic again, 24 seconds left in the 5-on-3.
And whenever Montembeault has one of these games, one of the things that you notice is how competitive he is in the net. Here's a great example of that. As this tip comes towards him, it's right off the face-off. Not exactly the play you're expecting, but it's a tip by Marchessault, and Montembeault has to stay with this as Marchessault tries to jam this puck under him.
Forsberg, Savard, battle in the corner, played up top, across for Josi. Roman Josi at the goal line, waiting, dishing. Oh, he had Forsberg teed up, and he found on it, just hopped on him. Forsberg in front, and all the way to center. You know, we chatted with David Savard earlier today about Montembeault as Nyquist cutting in, bouncing puck. He'll settle it down, docks out. So now it's a minute 19 of 5-on-4. And Montembeault, as Savard said, gives this team confidence every night when he's got that eye of the tiger look and play, and Montembeault's delivering that performance again tonight. Doc took a big wrap in the corner there from Forsberg. Roman Josi. Armia trying to stick check him. Across, one-time drive high, and again Stamkos missed everything, and it's down to Annunen.
Well, there you go. 2 Steven Stamkos one-timers, and the second one looked like the most threatening thing that the Predators have gotten on the power play since the second period.
Good stick by Arbor Xhekaj. Poked to the center as Brady Skjei has it. Evangelista, he'll bring it in. Evangelista in the corner. Round the boards for Stamkos. Brady Skjei. Stamkos steps it across. Evangelista picks it up off the boards. He'll curl away from Armia. Brady Skjei. Evangelista. Wrist shot. Montembeault has it in the pads. He'll hold. 14 seconds left. And the penalty to Struble.
Another great example of Sam Montembeault being sharp and dialed in. This puck changes directions before it gets to him. Evangelista is going to walk off the half wall, and Montembeault does a nice job staying with it. Could easily slide through. And this is something that really you see on the Canadiens' penalty kill. Shot attempts the other teams have. The Canadiens give up the shot attempts, but look at the actual shots teams are getting. That tells me that the Canadiens do a great job of blocking shots in front of Sam Montembeault.
You know, for years, Carey Price was that goalie that gave his team in front of him so much confidence in this building.
Carey Price was in your head before the game even started.
Brady Shea at the point. Evangelista. Nice little drag move. Matheson hit him with the shoulder, knocked him off the puck. 4 seconds left. Savard has it, and he'll send it down the ice. What a big kill for Montreal. One shot on that chance for Nashville. 10 minutes gone in this third period. A 2-0 game for the Habs. The penalty kill has been fabulous tonight. And the top killer has been Montembeault again.
A huge moment for the Canadiens after a 5-minute segment where they were really careless with the puck, turned it over a bunch. They kill off the penalties that ensue from that, and now you have a chance to go get it again.
Gallagher racing after the puck. Sissons, though, has it at center. He'll chip it away. Period. He got crunched there by Jack-Eye. Sissons and Gallagher in the corner. McCarron enters the mix, but Gallagher digs the puck free. Brendan Gallagher. For Suzuki, he'll backhand it in. McCarron over the line, a little bit of space, flips. Cole Smith has it, tried to center. And that's moved out of harm's way, though. Slafkovsky, though, gave it away. Bouncing puck, chipped in. As Wilsby got it in deep, there's Smith in the corner. Arbor Jack-Eye had it, lost it. Going to skate to Marchessault through him. Played down low, Jankowski for Marchessault. Try to get it back up top, and that was a good stick that time by Laine. Bouncing puck in front. Newhook steered it into the corner. There's Barrett. Nashville trying to find a gear here. Jankowski falls. He tried to center. Slafkovsky in the corner. Juraj Slafkovsky delays. Josi in deep for Nashville. Backhand feed. Jankowski side of the net to the forehand. Tried that push. And another whistle to stop play. I believe a hand pass being called. Interference penalty coming up, and a 2-0 lead for Montreal.
Responsible. Jake Evans is going to get his 5th goal this season, a shorthanded goal, and give a lot of credit to Yoel Armia, who drives the front of the net, but Evans does the rest as he rips this past Justus Annunen for the first Canadiens goal of the game, and as of right now, the game winner. And here's the penalty. It's going to be Arbor Jack-Eye in front of the net as the Canadiens don't clear this puck, and they were hemmed in their own zone, and Jack-Eye cross-check Zach Leroux from behind. Interference is the call, and the Canadiens back to the penalty kill.
They need some offense, Frankie. Last year, Roman Josi led all NHL defensemen to 9 power play goals. He's out there. Stamkos to take the draw with Dvorak. Nashville wins it. Josi, Marchessault, waiting, shooting, rebound as Montembeault made the first stop, and Nyquist couldn't bang home that rebound. Held in at the line. Marchessault down low, pop pass, Josi, and that comes to center. Couldn't handle the hot shot pass. Josi curls around, drops it off. Nyquist gains the line, gave it away to Anderson. He's going to flip to space. Josh Anderson up that right side.
Nice job by Josh Anderson, who had the failed clearing attempt that Josi was able to keep in. Makes up for it there by getting the puck out at the blue line.
Nyquist drops it back. Josi on the puck. Roman Josi will backhand it in. David Savard and Matheson back. Matheson has the puck, trying to skate it up ice, and he will. Mike Matheson through center to the right side. Armia. Yoel Armia, wrist shot, and Josi broke it up.
There he goes again. Mike Matheson using his feet to create a play from behind his own net.
And that is offside as Mike Matheson, he is fast. One of my favorite quotes regarding Mike Matheson as we look at Barry Trotz, longtime coach and now general manager in Nashville. Mike Matheson doesn't skate on the ice, he skates over it. And it's been his calling card, his speed, and a couple of times in the penalty kill, it's helped Montreal out tonight, Frankie.
It's nice when you can problem solve with your feet and not have to rely on just always making a pass or a play. You can do it yourself, and Matheson is one of those players who can do that.
Nyquist speed over the blue line. 35 seconds left in the minor. Penalty poked up for Evans. Can he do it again? Jake Evans, short-handed shot. Oh, stopped by Annunen. Nearly double down short-handed Jake Evans tonight. Nashville the other way. Trying to get something going on their power play. Stamkos in the corner. 15 seconds left to the man advantage. Evans again. What a night. Short-handed tonight for Jake Evans.
Really nice couple sequences for Evans and Armia on the penalty kill. They've been so strong tonight, so strong all season long. Another example of that.
Carrier at center. One shot on that power play for Nashville. Jack eyes out of the blocks. Svechkov, side of the net. Montembeault. Puck did pop free. A battle to his right. 6:17 to go. As the penalty kill has been solid, Montembeault has been brilliant. And Montreal trying to get another win as Evans gassed another great rush and breakaway shorthanded.
Get him the oxygen tank. Armia does a great job of turning this puck over at the Canadiens' blue line, and then it's Evans who could have got his second shorthanded goal of the game. He tries to go low on the glove hand side, but Annunen stays with that one. And for all the rubber Annunen's got, considering how his last start went as a member of the Colorado Avalanche where he got pulled, he's done a nice job tonight.
Evans, one of the guys too, Frankie, needs a contract. UFA after this year and playing some nice hockey for Martin St. Louis.
See, there's a guy that the phone is going to be ringing for come trade deadline time, just because of the reliability, the ability in the face-off dot, the penalty killing ability. He's so versatile. Like, if you have him lower in the lineup, which the Canadiens do right now, chances are you're in pretty good shape down the middle of the ice. And you know, that'll be something that the management brass will have to wrestle with. Do you re-sign him? Do you trade him and get an asset? Can you trade him and get an asset and then re-sign him in the offseason maybe?
Caulfield knocks it down. Might have been a high stick. Touched by Nashville. Evangelista trying to cut in. Evans too, top 6 in NHL faceoff win shorthanded, Frankie. So he's got a lot of valuable tools in his toolbox. As Caulfield walks it in, drops it back for Struble. Struble works it in deep. Gallagher couldn't get there in time. 6 to go, third period.
If Evans is gone at the trade deadline, the person that'll miss him the most, his coach. That is a guy that a coach loves to throw onto the ice.
Evangelista into the corner. Lane Hudson will pick it up. behind his goalie. Wayne Hudson takes it back behind Montembeault and waits for Montreal to change. The old fake pass. Leroux bit a little bit. Hudson, little dish up for Laine. Patrick Laine jams it in off the glass. Laine barrels in. There's Shen off the boards. Leroux, big check, courtesy Anderson. Jackeye swats at that, and it's back to the Nashville line. Under 5 to go. 2-0 Montreal. Marchessault plays it back to the line. Alexandre Carrier, great shot. Montembeault bobbled it a bit, still loose in front, and Montembeault found it and covers. As the shots now 28-27 in favor of Montreal. 2-0 Habs.
On TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Tonight's high performance part is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Well, it has to be Patrick Laine. The Bell Center is loving what he's doing on the ice. 2 straight games with a goal, a power play goal, 3 shots on net, and the shot is special. The fans are appreciating it, and Patrick Laine is playing good hockey as a member of the Montreal Canadiens.
You could probably add in the PKs, a pretty nice high performance part, Montembeault. But yeah, Patrick Laine gets the buzz going in this building like few players do.
That's a good point. Like if you're up 2-0 in a game, chances are it's more than just one guy. There's a lot going well, and that's the case for the Canadiens tonight.
Out of the fray, Yoel Armia finds the puck, chips to center. Game 2 of a 5-game homestand for Montreal. They took the first one of this homestand versus the Islanders in OT back on Tuesday. Here's Carrier, hits Matheson. Savard, checked by Forsberg. Emil Heineman digs it free. Heineman using his skating. He'll start the play up for Evans. Jake Evans stops, waits, threads it in front. Knocked away by Stamkos. Heineman zips it along the boards for Matheson. Matheson for Heineman in the corner. Armia behind the net. Yoel Armia tried to power it in front. Hit by Carrier. Heineman bangs in there as well. Forsberg able to free the puck. Stamkos for Roman Josi at the end of a shift. He'll dump it in deep and change. Under 4 to go, 3rd period. Arbor Jackeye watched by Cole Smith. Up for Anderson. Josh Anderson lost the puck at center. Sissons for Shea. Off the boards. Down the ice. McCarron barrels in on Struble. Arbor Jackeye and Smith in the corner. Gallagher trying to free the puck by Shea. Sissons spins, swings it to the far corner. Struble there. McCarron bangs into him. Josh Anderson trying to lift it out. Anderson and Smith. They battle. McCarron there. Big bodies fighting for that puck. 3 minutes remaining in the game. Arber Xhekaj behind his goalie. Flips it up, and he clips some glass. Gets it to Nashville's line. Anderson trying to steal. Josh Anderson took it away from the rookie Willsby. Anderson, Dvorak in, shoots, and Ononen a must make. And he stopped Dvorak there. Jonathan Marchessault in his own zone. 2 minutes, 35 seconds left.
This is where the decisions become so important, what you're trying to do with the puck. And as the goalie goes out, every decision, if you're the Montreal Canadiens, has to be getting this puck 200 feet without icing it.
Ononen to the bench, extra attacker out. Forsberg on the puck. 6-on-5, Nashville trying to strike. Forsberg waits, shoots off a body high, and out of play. 2:14 to go. Ononen on the bench, 2-0 Montreal.
This is the part of the game now where everything you do with the puck has to be a high percentage play. If you get beat, you have to find a way to block a shot. Nick Suzuki does a great job reaching out with his stick, gets a stick on that one, it goes out of play. And now with an extra attacker for the Predators, there's going to be a little more pressure put on the Canadiens here. They'll have to weather the storm just like they have done for a lot of this third period.
Predators have picked up at least a point in 19 of the last 22 meetings. Off the post, Joel Armia. Oh man, that would have sealed it. And Nashville's record in jeopardy as they're down by 2. 2 minutes to go in the game. Marchessault, far boards, try to find that far point. Gets another chance. Marchessault lost it again. Armia rips it down the ice. He missed the net, and that'll be icing. 1:46 to go. Man, you can hear the clank from up here.
Now, this is where normally you would say, okay, don't ice the puck, but the Predators don't have one of the best face-off players in the league, and that's Ryan O'Reilly. So you think you might have more of a chance to win some face-offs as we take a look at Joel Armia. Sends this down the ice, right off the post, square off the post. Couldn't do that with 10 pucks if you tried, but on that time, you get it right off the middle of the post.
Stamkos, Dvorak, big draw. Minute 46 to go, 2-0 Habs. Dvorak wins it. Savard, round the boards. Armia, does he give it another crack? This time the high flip.
Kill some clock.
And Yossi's there. Roman Josi. Gustav Nyquist. He'll chip and chase after it. Matheson back. Nyquist in as well. Sissons trying to freely wheel. Marchessault. Look to center. Hit a body. It's behind the net. Stamkos. Stamkos, the backhand, comes back to him. Puck bouncing. Armia tracking quickly on Forsberg. Little Forsberg walking in, shoots. Good block Savard. Forsberg in the corner. Stamkos. Nyquist. Pocket picked by Evans. And Nashville's got to get back on side. And that shot from Dvorak hit Armia. Final minute, Bell Center. 2-0 Habs. Marchessault through center ice. Over the line, lost it. Armia's got one more chance. Joel Armia, open net, waiting, scores! Empty net, Joel Armia, 3-0 Montreal.
No goals in his last 12 for Joel Armia. Hit the post previously on this shift, and this time walks it right into the empty net. This is a well-earned goal by Armia, who's had a really strong performance tonight, especially on the penalty kill alongside Jake Evans. He was a big part of Evans' first goal of the hockey game, and Armia gets rewarded with the empty netter to seal it for the Montreal Canadiens.
Big week for him. That's a big smile from the Finn.
And that's the kind of role he's going to be playing for that Team Finland at the Four Nations face-off. Reliable, and if he moves his feet, he can be such a difference maker in that defensive penalty kill type role.
Evangelista at center, lost it for Newhook. Ononen back in his net. Newhook slings it across. Gallagher one-timer off a stick and missed the mark. 30 seconds left of the hockey game. Montreal will start this homestand with 2 wins as that drive is all swallowed up. Let go by Juuso Parssinen. And what can you say about Montembeault? When it was a 1-0 game, Frankie, he's a big reason why Montreal's going to secure the 2 points.
And you especially go back to that second period penalty kill where the Nashville Predators have pressure on the Canadiens for 2 minutes. No one's able to get it clear, and Montembeault made a number of big saves at that point.
Parssinen in the corner. Arbor Xhekaj working for the puck. There's Gallagher. 15 seconds left in the game. Gallagher flips it in. Anderson using his speed to the puck first. Try to drop for Gallagher. Maybe one last push here. Evangelista at center. He'll play it across. Svechkov over the line. And the Montreal Canadiens will beat Nashville 3-0. A 29-save shutout for Samuel Montembeault. His third shutout of the season. And a massive win for the Team Canada goalie that will help represent Canada at the Four Nations Cup.
Starting to find the consistency is Samuel Montembeault, and when he plays at the top of his game, he is a very difficult goaltender to beat. We saw that Tuesday, we saw that tonight, and give a lot of credit to Jake Evans and Yoel Armia, who did a great job on the penalty kill, factored in with 2 goals, and the Bell Center loves Patrik Laine.
Time now for the electrifying save of the game, brought to you by Polestar. Discover a new form of electric performance.
Well, there's plenty to choose from the body of work of Sam Montembeault in this game, but you go back to this save on Zachary Leroux, the local kid making his Bell Center debut, tries to go between the legs of Montembeault, rebound, tries to go on the other side. Montembeault saves with both, and part of his shutout tonight.
And these 2 wins at home, Frankie, 59 saves on 60 shots, a .983 save percentage. Molson, 3 stars of the game.
Well, Patrik Laine gets another power play goal, second in as many games. Jake Evans was all over the ice tonight, big shorthanded goal. And the man of the hour, who continues to be the man of the hour, Samuel Montembeault, 29 save shutout, the first star.
The Nashville Predators leave Montreal, now losers of 6 straight games. Montreal improves to 7-5-2 on home ice at the Bell Center. What a start for Patrik Laine in his Montreal Canadiens tenure. 2 regular season games, 2 goals on the power play. Our next game, Penguins Canadiens, Molson Canadiens hockey, 7 Eastern time next Thursday, available in the Habs region. Next game for Montreal at the Bell Center versus Washington on Saturday night. It'll be Nick Suzuki's 400th career game. In the meantime, thanks for watching and good night from downtown Montreal.